97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, John Marks. As we say good morning to everybody listening on 97.5 The Fanatic FM, WPEN. Be careful out there if you're driving. There's a lot of snow this weekend. Good morning to everybody listening on the 97.5 The Fanatic app. Great app. And everybody watching live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody on YouTube and the YouTube chat. As we say good morning to Mr. Ray Dunn. What's up, Raymond?
Good morning, Johnny.
Ray, were you digging your car out at like 7 o'clock this morning?
I wish it was 7 o'clock this morning. That would have been good planning by me.
8 o'clock this morning?
Yep. Got out there. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what happens when it snows.
A lot more snow than you thought, huh?
Yeah, and everything was frozen shut. I couldn't get the windshield wipers to go. I couldn't get the wind. It was terrible.
It was too cold.
Awful.
It was too cold. One time as we say good morning to, I was listening on Saturday afternoon.
Hey, how about that?
Heading into the Flyers game. Mr. Sean Brace. Sean Brace.
Oh, it's great to be here on a Monday, yes, and I'm in Ray's boat as well. I got out to the car probably about 8:55, thinking it'd be a clean, quick fix, just a little brushing here and there. We're talking about an inch of ice. It took me about 10, 15 minutes to defrost the car just for me to be able to get into it.
So you're the guy that doesn't do, because there are a lot of people out there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to sleep if my car wasn't taken care of the night before.
My neighbor's was all nice and shined up, and I was like, man, I wish I had that. No, I didn't move yesterday.
No.
Didn't move.
I shoveled multiple times. My neighbor's away, so I had to shovel for them. Last night, I listened to the end of the Rams-Bears game, on Westwood One with Kevin Harlan on the call, which was amazing. And then I went back and I watched it.
Tremendous call.
But, my favorite snow story, and then we'll get into it, was back when I lived in Manayunk. And I had to park on the bottom of the hill. I parked on Main Street because I couldn't get up. It was just easier to walk down. And it was one of these things where there was a lot of snow, and I was just like, there was a Fox 29 Good Day camera was focused on me going through this, and Jarek and Alex were doing play-by-play, not knowing it was me because we used to go on Fox 29. You worked for Fox 29 for a while.
That's great.
My phone in my pocket was blowing up, but I have gloves and a big, jacket on and everything. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to clean the car off. Finally, when I get in the car and I look on it, I have like 50 text messages saying, Is that you on Fox 29 right now? It looks like it was my old Corolla, this little Toyota Corolla. Anyway.
Manayunk was going through it again. Heck, in Conchi, we had there was a couple accidents all last night. But Manayunk was a focal point on social media this morning.
Why did I not know it was going to snow both days? And we were going to, we got a lot more snow than I was expecting.
Especially up in your neck of the woods, I think, where I'm at, I think an inch yesterday. I don't know what you ended up getting total.
It started snowing again at 3 o'clock. And we got another 2 inches or so after that. Because I went out and shoveled because I had to go to the grocery store. I had stuff I had to do. And I shoveled out. I got all the cars clean and whatever else. And then I come home, and then I'm like, I got to go back out there and shovel. Like 2-3 more inches on the ground.
Yeah, I wish I was able to leave the couch one time yesterday. Just one time. It would have been better, but not the case. Not the case at all.
So, Sean, I'm still all out of sorts with the Phillies. And I'm still not over what happened on Friday. And it has little to do with just Bo Bichette and losing out on Bo Bichette. It's everything that happened after that, which was, oh, my God, you lose out to Bo Bichette to the Mets, as if that wasn't bad enough. But, I'm curious to hear what people have to say about this and how you guys feel today. But them immediately pivoting to JT Realmuto and giving him a 3-year contract and more or less being like, nothing to see here. We signed JT. All season's been great. Let's go win a World Series. And then my favorite baseball guy in the world, Jason Stark, the pride of Bucks County. I've been reading him for almost 40 years. I don't want to date Jason and say that he's old. When he wrote for the Inquirer, when I was a kid, the Sunday Inquirer, when I'm reading the newspaper and going through his stat columns, eating cereal on the hardwood floor by the heater vent. And Jason Stark's the best. I watched some of the great sports debate. I've interviewed him thousands of. I love Jason. And he comes on and he's like, oh, well, everything's fine. The Dodgers were lucky to beat you in the postseason. Ooh. And my head is exploding. And what are we talking about here? The Phillies aren't a bad team. The Phillies are going to make the playoffs this year. I think that there's a road that the Phillies don't make the playoffs if there's injuries and things like that. But you can make that case pretty much every year in every sport, right? They're not foolproof. But the Phillies are still a good team. They'll be a playoff team. Are they going to win a series? Well, they haven't won a series the last 2 years, have they?
Fine line.
So I don't know, but I don't feel good about the Phillies today. And I'm in this daze. I'm still in this daze today of what happened on Friday. And it doesn't feel good. I don't feel good about it.
No, well, look, you got the breaking news side of it. And, yeah, you gave your reaction. It was a little bit late in your show. As I was listening, it was a great listen, especially when the breaking news came in with Ray. It just stopped me in my tracks in the frozen food section. Oh, my goodness.
Were you in the grocery store?
I was in the grocery store. I was listening to you guys on one earbud. And next thing you know, Ray comes in. I got breaking news, and this, I forget what he exactly said, but it stopped me in my tracks. And it's the best thing about this city, too, John. It's like I saw other people in the grocery store looking at their phones and like
Same
having
reaction.
Yeah, no color in their face. And then 20 minutes later, I go pick up my daughter from her school, and the crossing guard, he doesn't even know who I am, doesn't know I do this. And he's just like, can you believe it? They missed out on Bichette. He's going to the Mets. I love it. But so, yeah, I get it. It probably was eating at you all weekend long. It's funny the way you just phrased it, like you don't feel good about the Phillies. Because when I was on the air on Saturday, John, my sentiment was this. Like, it was rubbing me the wrong way that there were a lot of people out there saying, I'm selling my season tickets. It's the only way they're going to learn. And I'm like, man, they tried to get Bichette. Could they have done something differently? Could the approach have been different because we know what's on the horizon with the lockout? Instead of offering 7, you got to go and get that guy? Sure. But I almost wanted to give the Phillies a little bit benefit of the doubt. But your exact point right there is, I'm with you. I don't feel really good about the Phillies at this point in time. How could you?
Yeah, I agree. What you said about, and I'm going to play Jason Stark, right? But what you said about I'm not even mad at the Phillies for not getting Bo Bichette. We knew how much money they have to spend. And a lot of people have said this to me. I've seen a lot of people saying, they got outbid by the Mets. How are you going to get outbid by the Mets? You just got to spend more money. They had a budget. They had a limit. And it was pretty much $28 million is what they could spend. And that's what they were willing to do. And they were trying to do it over 7 years. So even if you went 8 or 9 years with the same thing, I don't really think it changes anything. The Mets were very smart. And the Phillies were living in the Bryce Harper, Trey Turner signing days to where the Mets said, hey, we'll guarantee you 126. We'll let you opt out after year 2 and year 3, and we'll give you $42 million. And he said, I'll take it. Because worst case, he gets 126 over 3 years. Best case, he makes 42. He becomes a free agent. He gets more money. Whatever it is, it's a good deal for him to get that money up front.
Oh, yeah.
So it sucks. I'm not mad at the Phillies that they didn't get the player because they tried. I'm mad at the Phillies for freaking out afterwards and immediately pivoting and giving JT Realmuto a 3-year contract. That's where I am today with JT. JT Realmuto is a good player. He's not worth 3 years and $45 million on top of the incentives that can help him get $60 million. Here's the reality. At some point during the offseason, the Phillies looked at JT and they said, man, he's being a real pain in the ass about signing. We got to start looking elsewhere. What are we going to do? And then we could get Bo Bichette. And then they looked at their team, with Bo Bichette instead of JT Realmuto, and what did they do? They said, we're all in on getting Bo Bichette. And it's pretty clear to me they were shocked that the Mets came in and got that contract. They had apparently a deal worked out.
Yeah.
So as great now, JT Realmuto is the best thing ever, and JT Realmuto, and he calls the best game, and the pitching staff's addicted to him, and he's one of the top catchers in baseball. Well, the Phillies weren't saying that at 11 a.m. on Friday. They were saying, we're going to sign Bo Bichette, and sorry, JT, see ya. And so now we're back to where we were before. Here's the reality. They weren't good enough to beat the Dodgers. Were they close? Is there a fine line? Do they have a good club? With Bo? Now, are they better than when the season ended last year? No. They're not.
Yeah, that's an easy one. No.
So if you lose, by the way, the Phillies won one playoff game last year. They were in Game 7 in the NLCS. They won one playoff game. Are they better? Is the club improved from when the season ended last year? No. Ray, is the team better than when the season ended last year?
I would say no.
No. They tried to trade Alec Boehm for 2 seasons now. 2 off seasons they tried to trade Alec Boehm. He'd be traded if they would have signed Bo Bichette. Guess who's back in 2026?
You're darn right.
And he's your cleanup hitter.
And he might be back even longer if he does have a decent season. I don't know if that's going to play out like that as far as the contract. But you're right. The biggest deal for me, and I'm pretty sure Phillies fans out there would be in agreement, is what would have transpired after the Bo Bichette signing. It would have been all new. JT gone, Alec Boehm gone, and you would have Bo Bichette in, and now you could and Garcia's out and right. Hopefully Castellanos, I think we could read the writing's on the wall. He is gone. So it's like there we would have something new, but it all changed. It took 12 hours. Once the Kyle Tucker news came, that's when the Mets were like, whoa, we got to do something here. We can't, because Uncle Steve thought he was going to get Kyle Tucker. He came out
and the Dodgers
morning.
swooped in.
Yeah, he tweeted out, let me know when the smoke is out there, meaning he thought for sure that Tucker was going to be signing with the Mets. And they gave him a nice deal, too, as well.
Yep. They swooped in. Look at this. This is from Friday, Bichette Day. Hashtag go get Bo. And now we sit here today. JT Realmuto's back. Can we hear Jason Stark? Jason Stark is one of my all-time favorites in any sport. In any sport.
There's an article hanging up at Pitcher's Pub in Manayunk of Jason Stark from the 80 World Series.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a breakdown. It's like, he's been doing it forever.
Yep. Here he is on Friday. So he jumps on with Bill and Ricky on Friday, and here he is.
They won 96 games last year. I also heard you guys say earlier that they weren't good enough to beat the Dodgers last year. I should mention this. You know who doesn't think that? The Dodgers. I was around them a lot in October. I've even had a long talk with Dave Roberts at the winter meetings where he was telling me how they felt like they were lucky to beat the Phillies. They couldn't score against them, and it took a couple of crazy plays that nobody focuses on now for them to win. So a lot of ways to look at this. The Phillies are trying to take the beer mug half full way. I would say that listening to your show, it doesn't seem like the fan base is quite taking it that way.
Fine line.
Yes. So why try to get Bo Bichette? Why go all in on Bo Bichette? Why, when you realize JT's being a pain and you're like, hold on, Bo Bichette? Oh, my God. This makes our lineup that much better. Oh, my God. Like, Bo Bichette, we can get Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette's interested. We can get it done. There's mutual interest. Bo Bichette. Why? Phillies are a good club. They did win 96 games this year. Now, things have changed. You don't have Ranger Suarez. Zach Wheeler's not going to be ready for the first two months of the season.
Yep.
Let's see what he looks like when he comes back from there. Here's the phone number, 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. But normally when you're that close, and I agree, there is a fine line, Ray. And when they're that close to the Dodgers, and if the ball would have been, we played Dombrowski on Friday, if the ball would have went this side of the home plate, he's out. If this would have happened, if that would have happened, if my aunt had balls, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, baby.
All those things, sure. So you know what you do? You know what you do in that case? You know what I do is the general manager of the Phillies? I come out after the season, and I say, we were so close. We were that close to beating the Dodgers, and the Dodgers won the World Series. We were that close. What can I do to get this team over the hump? What can I do, either in the margins with smaller moves? What can I do to improve this lineup? What can I do? Instead, we have a good club. If this happens, if that happens. And no urgency. So that you haven't included the team. You just haven't. What does this lineup look like? What does this outfield look like? Seriously,
Pretty weak.
what's been the biggest issue with this team dating back to when they lost to the Diamondbacks in the NLCS?
Timely hitting, John Marks.
So is your lineup better?
There's an unknown with Crawford in center, but I'm willing to say, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think it's going to be that much of an improvement. No. And you still got Marsh and you got Garcia, who, by the way, is worse against lefties than righties. I saw that breakdown last week.
Garcia's on base percentage is 280. So let's not get crazy here. Everybody's just expecting the raw 35 to 40 home run power.
I would say 28 home runs. I was living with that.
Well, how about just like when Castellanos sucks,
Yes.
they're rolling the ball to the plate and he's swinging for a fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the case that Castellanos actually was pretty productive in his time here in Philadelphia. All right, believe me, I'm ready for him to go just like everybody else.
Sure.
But all I'm saying is that for a team that had been to a World Series and had taken a couple steps backwards in consecutive years, to come back with this lineup after missing out on Bo Bichette and to try to shine it, sorry, man, I ain't shining a turd. This team is not in any better position to win than they were at the end of last season. You don't have Ranger Suarez. You don't have a top starter. There's big-time question marks in this rotation. It just is. They're not a better club.
No, they're not. And it's. I don't know. I get what Stark. Maybe he did hear that. That's fine. I'm not trying to say that Jason Stark
sure
makes
they did say it.
But it's coach speak. Like, all right, the Dodgers came in. They had to open up the series here. The Phillies had home field advantage in that series. I get it. They did win the division. Sure. Had some good starting pitching. Fine. But, it was 5-3 game 1, 4-3 game 2. I still feel like this final score was a little bit closer than the games actually were. Let's just put it that way. And then they did win game 3, and game 4 could have went either way. Understood.
It was a close series.
This wasn't the Toronto Blue Jays game 7 World Series, is my point.
No, they won one game.
Well, and to what you just said about Dombrowski and the approach, that was the big thing for me. Was like, all right, you obviously know you have to make changes. Where can you make changes? And for number one, for me, started with JT. And I didn't know if it was something that would be real, but I thought that this was a position that you could at least get younger. You could only make so many changes this offseason. Alec Boehm, JT Realmuto, of course, right field.
The lineup's feels as stale as it was last year. The team feels as stale as it was last year. You're right. Ray, did you have to immediately pivot to JT?
No.
Couldn't you have said, all right, wow, the Mets just signed Bo Bichette. Bleep. All right. What can we do? Like, well, hang on a second. What are we going to do? Someone reach out to JT's agent. JT's probably already calling the Phillies, being like, hey, how you doing? Good to hear from you again. I'm not taking that call, by the way.
Revisit those numbers.
But like, I mean, if you've come to the conclusion that your team's better off without JT Realmuto, isn't that what they did with Bo Bichette? Bo Bichette's not Aaron Judge. We're not talking about them adding Aaron Judge. Bo Bichette's an all-star level player. He's a good player. But like you're not crippled because you didn't sign Bo Bichette. But you looked at it and you said, "Wow, we're a better team with Bo Bichette, so we would do that instead of JT Realmuto." Don't you kind of owe it to your team to say, "What else can we do? Let's make a couple of phone calls to see maybe there's a trade that we can make. Maybe there's a player that wasn't available that is now available. Maybe there was a player that was available, but the asking price was too much. I don't know. Maybe hold that salary for the trade deadline." When you can go out and you can really improve your team. Because right now, this is the team. They might be able to make a move at the trade deadline, but this is the team. They spent their money. There's no other major moves you can make to this lineup. Unless you're making trades and you're moving around salary and things like that. Ray, how do you feel about all this on a Monday?
Yeah, I'm still miserable. I'm still miserable from Friday just because of the sequence of events. Like, at noon, we find out Bichette's a Met, and by 1:30, they've said, you know what? This offseason's over, folks. Pack up shop, get ready. We got the bus ready for Clearwater. Everybody's equipment's loaded into it. We got all the old Realmuto jerseys we could just drop in there. The Garcia one's already fresh off the press. We'll see you down in Florida. Like, that's pretty much what they did. They closed up shop. This is an offseason. They decided JT in a hurry is better than waiting for anything. And it's not even so much that I'm upset with that specifically. I think it's you nearly fell backwards into improving your team. You only were doing this because the market dragged for Bichette, and Bichette needed something. Like, he was like, well, I need to get this money somewhere. It's like, well, the Phillies make some sense. Oh, Donnie Baseball and I, we're boys. Maybe I'll get some money there. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that Donnie Baseball relationship didn't mean squat when there's $15 more million per year waiting for him somewhere else. Like,
yep.
You fell backwards into an opportunity to improve your team. And once that didn't work out for you, you're like, you know what? This team, I'm good. We'll just roll with it again. As Dombrowski likes to tell you,
we have a good club.
It is a good club.
Are you mad that they didn't try to do more to keep him or to get Bichette, that they didn't improve the offer, that they didn't go, all right, we'll match that or we'll give you another $30 million over the course of the deal?
I mean, no, not particularly. Like, I don't know what's left there to spend. Like, it's almost like what were they going to spend? Because then I get into the world of, like, Middleton's not using enough money. It's like, he's using enough money. They haven't used it wisely enough.
Correct.
We went over the $38 million that you have right now tied up in Castellanos and Walker. $42 million Bichette gets per year. I mean, those contracts don't exist. That's a place where that could have been spent.
Yeah, I don't. It's going to be. Maybe I'll get there. It's going to be tough for me to really root for JT anymore. I'll just be honest. Right now, that's how I feel. I don't. You know what, Sean? You know what really screwed us in this entire situation?
What's that?
Not the Mets, not Kyle Tucker, not Bo Bichette.
JT?
JT. If he signs December 15th, when did Schwarber sign? When was that? Whenever Schwarber signed. Right? If he signs when Schwarber signs, when the market was the market, I mean, hell, he played it perfectly. The Phillies are the dummies that gave him the contract. But I mean, the third year, we heard about this third year, and then they gave him the third year with incentives. I mean, I don't know what the Phillies were the Phillies offering him this contract, or did they bump it up a little bit, and then JT said, okay, we'll take it. I don't know.
December 9th is when Schwarber signed.
Okay, if JT takes the contract that was being offered to him, or maybe he gets a little bit more money, we're not talking about any of this. And we're talking about how the outfield may not be good enough, or we're talking about how you have to get to the trade deadline so Dombrowski can make some moves. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about how literally the Phillies told JT Realmuto, you know what? Actually, on second thought, we're better without you. We're better with Bo Bichette. We're better with going out and getting a different catcher. We're better for all the defense and the calling plays and pitches and all this other stuff. We're better without you. But now they're not better without him.
Nope.
All right, 610-632-0975. Bob Nightingale joined the morning guys this morning, and he downplayed concerns over the Phillies, called them the team to beat in the division. Are they? We'll play that for you coming up. Take your phone calls and your texts. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What a miserable week last week was. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. It was a week last week that started with the end of the Eagles season and ended with the Phillies having a brutal Friday, watching Bo Bichette sign a 3-year, $126 million contract with the Mets. JT Realmuto then re-signed with the Phillies for a 3-year, $45 million contract that can get up to $60 million with incentives. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered Friday afternoon, talked about how the Phillies expected to land Bichette.
I thought other teams thought the Phillies had positioned themselves as the clear favorite to sign Bo. I think they were. I think they thought they were. Just a whole sequence of events. And it's all a big never mind now.
This weekend marked the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. They continued over the weekend. Now a Rams-Seahawks NFC Championship coming up and a Patriots-Broncos AFC Championship. The Bills lost over the weekend, and earlier this morning they decided to fire Sean McDermott. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game here. After that, listen to the National Championship between Indiana and Miami right here on The Fanatic. This update's also brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Miss an electrical problem and it can mean big trouble for your business. That's why Napa delivers the parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That's Napa know-how. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers Flyers, the best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
When Real Muto came back the first time, that got a little ugly. And I'll admire him, he's going to be a free agent in a year. It behooves him to have a monster year. So I'm sure he's thinking, well, I'm not that desirable, or else letting other teams come after me, much harder, this offseason and the last offseason. So it's easy to fix, and it's a good clubhouse. Obviously, Kyle Schwarber back. So they're still the best team in the division. They're still the team to beat.
All right, Bob Nightingale. If I went and looked at the odds right now on BetParks, they probably are the team to beat in the NL East. I won't disagree with that.
That's correct.
All right. I mean, that's fine. How do you go from JT Realmuto to not having any viable offers and maybe one-year deals? Jim Bowden said that, you got to decide whether you're going to play on a one-year deal or you're going to retire. You get a 3-year contract an hour after Bo Bichette signs. How does that happen? Oh, my God. Talk about freaking out. Okay, I would understand the Phillies saying, all right, what are we going to do? Are we going to pivot back to JT? It makes sense. You wanted JT before, it makes sense. You don't have to do it 90 minutes after Bo Bichette decides he's going to New York. They just don't. Was there a team primed to give JT Realmuto a better offer than what the Phillies were offering?
Can't imagine.
Of course not.
No. The agency, CAA Sports, they earned every bit of their dollar with JT in this one.
Boy, you're not right.
They played their hand correct. Yeah, it was very frustrating the way it all played out. And I agree with you a ton when it comes to all right, I get it. You got to fill out a roster. You need to get certain players in place. But if it was a panic move, and by the way, there will be other opportunities for you to improve your ball club during the season. But now you spend a good chunk of change on JT, 35 years old, and he caught all the innings last year, and he's been a great player for this Phillies organization. Wall of Famer, we know that. But eventually Father Time does catch up.
Yep. Yeah, and you're going to have a 38-year-old catcher making $15 million a year. And by that time, is it going to be over anyway because all these guys are going to get old at once? I hope not. There's too many. Look at the money they're spending. Look at the players that are going to be there. I don't know, man. God, it couldn't have played out worse. It really couldn't have. Ray, you're absolutely right. The Phillies locked in to Bichette being available and them saying, oh, my God, we can get Bo Bichette? Wow, we're much better with that. Okay, JT, you don't want to take our offer? We're going to now focus on Bo Bichette. And JT totally misread the market, misplayed his hand. He lucks out because the Phillies lose out on Bichette, and then they freak out and give him the contract. What if the Phillies would have just said, hey, listen, that offer the offer that we gave you is still on the table, right? I'm assuming they increased the offer to get him to get the deal done.
Yeah, I think Jim Salisbury said it was 3 for 42 when he was reporting it at first, that he wasn't taking it. Oh, now it's 3 for 45.
With incentives.
Yeah, which I'd love to know what these incentives are. Is it 120 games behind the plate? Is it 20 home runs? Is it stuff he's not going to reach that they just put there to be nice? Be like, you wanted $20 million, and if you are the guy you think you are, you're going to get it. It's
probably a mix of both, but I would assume that he's not getting $5 million a year in incentives.
Right.
All-star, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger.
Yeah, high benchmarks that a guy at 36 probably won't hit.
Right.
It just reeks of desperation, really. It's your buddy that gets out of the relationship and 2 weeks later can't handle being single and is like, I got to text her. And it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Wait, text her again or find somebody else new?
No, her.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
back
no,
to her.
no, you can't do
you
that.
got out of the relationship. Now you're going back to her.
The Phillies acted the way Ray acts after he breaks up with a girl. Or she breaks up with him.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you did what the Phillies did. Right? No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
No, I was going to say, that's not exactly the opposite. I go no contact. The Phillies were like, let me get back.
I do want to say this, too, as far as to Nightingale and his point about the division. Yeah, that's fine right now on January 19th. The Mets aren't done. And I don't know what Bellinger does to that lineup, but I think it improves it. I think that the Mets, once the season comes around, could potentially be the favorites in the division.
But by the way, I don't care about the division. I care about the team winning a World Series.
Yeah, well.
They came the closest when they didn't win the division. So, yeah, of course, you win 96 games. Yeah, you want to, win the division. Sure, win the division. I get it. Oh, you're the sole favorite to win the division. That doesn't mean squat. Where are we in the playoffs?
Well, it's funny you say that, but obviously the general manager and people down there in the front office don't think like that.
We have a good club.
which is very frustrating. It's got to be for Phillies fans out there, and you saw it on the timeline. Is it fair that people are saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm not going down to the stadium this year. I'm giving up my season tickets.
Well,
is that a little over the top?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, we put out on the text line how many wins are they going to have? 82, 81, or whatever. I like that is a straight reaction to being disappointed about Bichette. That for me, the Bichette stuff was just a kick in the gut, and then the real Muto an hour later coming out, where it's like. Because my reaction was they better not give him a 3-year contract. And then they gave him a 3-year contract, and then you give the terms of the contract, Ray, and my head exploded.
I was worried about you leaving here. I had to get out of here in a hurry on Friday, but I was worried about your well-being.
I still haven't recovered from it. I didn't do any Phillies content over the weekend. Some of it was because of the snow or whatever, but I didn't even put out a fresh episode of Phillies Hot Stove. I just couldn't do it. I was so done after leaving the air on Friday at 2 p.m. I was so done. I listened to the guys driving home. I listened to Jason Stark, and that's when I was like, I just can't do it. I'm done. And I want to take a step back from the Dodgers telling Jason Stark, like, oh, we were lucky to beat them and everything else. Like, let's just take a step back, okay? World Series loss. Complete collapse in the NLCS. Lose to the Mets, lose to the Dodgers. The general manager has not improved this team. You're not having younger players that are coming in that you can say, okay, but this player's primed to take that next step. This player's going to go from above average player to all-star. There's nobody on the team that's doing that. Stott's not doing it. J.P. Crawford, you hope, can come up and hold his own. You have Garcia, who is what he is. Brandon Marsh is a platoon player. Alec Boehm is an above-average regular. I like Alec Boehm probably more than the way I talk about him and treat him. But he's also your cleanup hitter. So you've made the decision that you're going back into this season with the same team without Ranger Suarez. Your bullpen's better. Absolutely, positively, Your bullpen's better. And they've done a really good job with their bullpens, probably the strength of their team. But when you've come close and then you keep every year you're taking that step back, you don't improve your team. And I'm supposed to be excited and I'm supposed to say, yeah, well, Jason Stark said the Dodgers thought they were lucky to beat him. Oh, awesome. Can we raise the banner? Can I raise that banner at Citizens Bank Park? Jason Stark said the Dodgers.
That's a good banner.
Yep.
Add it.
Fine line.
Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, they felt lucky that they beat the Phillies. I want to raise that banner on opening day because that's going to make me feel better.
Hell yeah.
You know, Dombrowski, he's got to get some heat here. A little bit more than what I feel like he is getting down there. Yeah, sure, on the timeline, that's one thing. But I would hope that ownership is looking at him going, "What? We didn't do much. We didn't do anything. You didn't land the plane. We're not better," as you just laid out. What is your plan once the season gets going? Because it just feels like, look, Ruben Amaro had it real easy. All he did was break out the checkbook. You know.
Well, he's already written all the checks, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
And by the way, Ruben Amaro Jr. made huge trades. Blockbuster trades.
Oh, yeah.
Think about the players that he acquired. What's Dombrowski doing? Bader?
Sitting on his hands.
Right. He's just more or less being like, okay, this is the team. I can try to improve things. The Bader trade was great last year. Some people are asking, what about adding Bader to this lineup? Aren't they tapped out? They don't have more money.
They can't be tapped out now. I think you're right, but just with everything, the venom that has come in their way, they have to go out and do something different. They have to.
Well, I don't know. All right, we'll segue in some Eagles conversation. Sean McDermott fired. Does that open some things up for the Eagles? Does it make it more challenging to get an offensive coordinator? We'll talk about that. Also, the Philly show talked about who's most to blame for the situation. Is it Bo Bichette? Is it somebody in the Phillies organization? We have that for you coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic's Andrew DeCecca.
when the Mets decided to do something that I thought was unreasonable with regard to the $42 million AAV and the ability to opt out of those things. You can't blame Bo Bichette. You can't blame the Phillies.
Right. The Mets had a bag full of money. Mets had a bag full of money for Tucker, $50 million a year. He goes to the Dodgers, and then they're like, "Here, Bo, you take the bag of money."
Yeah, Jim Salisbury, Ruben Navarro Jr., the Philly show. So the Mets offered 60, 60, 50, and 50 for Tucker. The Dodgers end up giving him. You saw how much they're going to pay him with the luxury tax? It's $123 million a year is what Tucker's going to cost him.
Insane.
60 whatever, and then it's doubled, 110% over that.
If you took all the money that they would have to pay, deferred payments and everything, guaranteed salary this year for the Dodgers, $2.2 billion. $2.2 billion.
And it ends up sinking the Phillies. I came in on Friday not feeling great because of the Tucker thing.
But there's got to be somebody that we can point blame at, right? Like, this just can't be, the bag of money was there. Or is it that easy?
Ruben said you can't blame the Phillies. For the most part, I've been saying that the Phillies spend more than enough money. They've said all along this is how much they're going to be able to spend, and they spend right to that. Right? There's how many teams in baseball spend more money than the Phillies? The Dodgers and the Mets?
I think the Mets
did last year. Yeah, the Mets did last year, and then they will again this year. That's it.
That's it.
Like Yankees, Phillies, it's all comparable. Big market teams like the Cubs and the Red Sox. The Red Sox aren't as big of a market, but the Cubs. But you know what I'm saying. Like, they're not spending the money that the Phillies are spending.
No.
Right? And so I have to, because I think it's easy to say, just go out and give Bo Bichette $35 million, give him more money.
1 year deal. You got to get him any way possible. I don't know. I think like George Steinbrenner in the back of my head back in the day. Like, he would not lose out on these guys. He would do whatever it took to get them. I don't know if that was even a possibility. I think you nailed it on Friday by saying Bichette was always going to go to the highest bidder.
Yep.
And then when you throw in these deal breakers where he's a free agent after year one and year two, it's insane. And I thought David Murphy had a good piece in the Inquirer, and he's kind of flipping it to the other side. Like, yeah, I get it. Phillies would have been better, but you have to realize that, look, the big deal for Bichette was his youth. And now the Mets aren't getting any of that value because he could be a free agent after next season and the year after that. So essentially, like, the ball is completely in Bichette's court, not for the Mets. But who cares if he goes out there, hits 300, and plays decent third base, and,
The Mets also have very little to lose. Worst case, which Bichette, no one believes Bichette's going to suck, but, like, okay, he could leave after a year. You still get him for a year. They didn't give up anything other than money to get him.
You're right.
Right? Like, if you're the Phillies, wouldn't you just want him for that year? But I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm not trying to blame the Phillies. I'm sure that they were shocked. I'm sure they were caught off guard, and that's how you end up signing JT Realmuto to the contract you did. They freaked out, totally unprepared for the Mets coming in. If we believe the reporting, they agreed to a deal. They probably thought on Friday they were going to be announcing that he was a Philly, as opposed to the Mets coming in.
Absolutely.
And from Bichette's standpoint, I don't blame him.
I would just say that I'm not going to let Dombrowski off the hook, and I know you're not either, but I'm not going to let him off the hook just for the simple fact that Bichette took the most money at that point in time. We knew once the season ended that this team was not good enough. They had a lot of question marks. They clearly needed a change. So we can argue drastic change or not, but definitely
something.
Changes where you can make them. And that's at third base, that's at catcher, that's at right field. And it just feels like he has swung and missed from the time that the season ended. They got Schwarber, great. I feel like Schwarber was a given.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, it's like you needed something different to change the dynamic of the team. They've been trying to trade Alec Bohm for 2 seasons, and he's going to be back hitting cleanup behind Bryce Harper. Again, I'm going to ask, what is the biggest problem with the Phillies since the Diamondback series? What's been the biggest problem, Ray?
Timely hitting.
Okay, has Bryce Harper, non-elite Bryce Harper, how do you fix that?
Get a better lineup.
Oh, get somebody better behind. Alec Bohm's going to be your cleanup hitter unless Garcia somehow is your cleanup hitter. And again, he might have the worst approach of anybody at the plate. So now you're going to have that guy batting behind Harper. Sounds like a great idea. Sounds like, you know what it sounds like a recipe for? The same thing that we saw last year and the year before.
Yeehaw.
Which is not good enough. Do you have some text there on the situation, Ray?
Yeah, we do. Text line's less than thrilled this morning. They panicked and threw the house at JT to save face with the fan base that saw through their crap. They will not make the playoffs this year. Whatever Jason Stark and anyone else may say about this team, they're worse than last year, worse than the Mets, and maybe worse than the Braves. They're trying to sell us an old lineup and prospects that couldn't break the roster with an abysmal outfield and a pitching staff that had needed him. This team is exponentially worse. Wake me up in October to watch all the other teams in the playoffs.
Well, if you don't think that this team is going to make the playoffs, and I'd hate to say this, but you can get it on the no to miss the playoffs at plus 330. That's a good payday right there if you think the Phillies are going to miss the playoffs. Odds makers, as you pointed out, January 19th, John, 91.5 wins. Mets at 89.5, and then on the yes, minus 425. Still favored to win the division.
Right now in the BetParx app, Phillies plus 150 to win the NL East, the Braves plus 180, and the Mets plus 300.
Braves ahead of the Mets. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not done yet. Mets,
Yeah.
they could do something else or whatever.
Mets have a lot of question marks.
It will be funny for us to have this entire Phillies-Mets dialogue all off-season,
And then the Braves
just get healthy and end up winning the
Yeah,
division.
that's been their issue, right? It's been health, and eventually
Big time.
they're going to get it, put it together, and look out. We know what type of franchise, organization that they're running on there. Ooh, fun times.
Another one for you. Glad others are now on board that running back is the wrong decision. I felt that way immediately after the season. Felt it was time to move on from Schwarber, a DH who was only a key culprit not hitting in the postseason. They could have gone a different route, but re-signing Schwarber to sell tickets and merchandise was more important than putting together a better ball club. And at least is likely a division champ only. Expect the race to be potentially a close 4-team race with the winner having 87 to 88 wins. NL West and NL Central have some strong teams that will battle for the wild card.
It's a heck of a text.
Yeah.
A lot in there.
I would just say this. I don't agree with the Schwarber. No. No, you had to bring him back. I get it. And oh, by the way, there are people out there, and again, who cares about the Mets, but looking at the Alonso deal, that maybe they might have gotten that wrong. Okay, so what? You don't bring back Schwarber. You end up with Bo Bichette, and now that's going to be the big difference. I don't know. And there could have been other moves, understood.
Alonso at least plays first base to where Schwarber doesn't. And Alonso, if he's a part-time first baseman, that means Bryce can play DH. It means that other guys can potentially kind of – because right now, Schwarber's your DH. Nobody else can play DH.
That's it.
Schwarber's not playing left field.
Nope.
You're not putting him out there. You're
It is
full-time
fun.
DH.
It is fun, though, when he does play.
But you remember, was it 2 seasons ago he hurt himself out in left field?
God.
He tweaked a hamstring or a calf?
Last year, he's on his butt. Legs up in the air.
You can't put him out there.
That's great.
And one more thing. Bryce Harper's not playing the outfield. He's not playing the outfield. Maybe in a pinch or some big trade, because I saw Rhys Hoskins.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people saying Rhys Hoskins could come back to the Philly. Oh, so a terrible defensive first baseman that is not going to be able to play because Bryce Harper's your first baseman.
Race ended up in D.C., I believe, right? That was the latest rumor I saw this morning.
Did he? I didn't even.
Oh, no, he didn't sign, but I did see that the Nats were looking at a one-year deal.
Yeah. I mean, unless he wants to be a bench player.
That's better for him. I mean, the only time he's really hit over the last 2 years has been against the Phillies. So get
That's
12
true.
games against them, and you'd be bashing.
Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, Nola, Painter. Wheeler when he comes back, which could be May or June. Sanchez, I love. Luzardo, I really like. Nola sucks. And Painter was terrible last year in AAA. And I don't expect Nola to be a 6 ERA. I mean, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, but he could be a 3.5 ERA again. Why? Because you want him to be? His ERA was 6 last year. And he's going to shave 2.5 points off of that because you want him to?
Wow.
Not because I want him to, because he's been that pitcher before. I have more data in his career that suggests he's a 3.5 guy than he's a 6 guy.
Right, but you know what happens with age and with every pitch that you throw and every inning that you throw? You get further away from being the player that you were earlier.
Correct.
Does his stuff play to him being a 3.5 ERA guy?
Doesn't play to him being a 6 guy.
It just did last year.
Yeah. Okay, then it played for 10 years for him being a 3.5 guy. I'm not telling you it's a guarantee he's going to be a 3.5 guy. Everyone's ready to throw him in the trash can.
But that's not what I said. That's just exactly what. And if there's anybody that could go over the top, because I've been crucified for being, oh my God, why would you sign Aaron Nola to that? You're not going to be able to bring back Ranger Suarez. The guy's closer to Joe Blanton than anything else on the staff, and I got killed for it. I think he's a 4 ERA. I think his ERA's in the 4s. He's 6 innings, 4 runs. That's what he's going to be. He's going to give up meatball home runs. That's what he is. So, like, best case scenario, 3.5 ERA. Okay, here's the good news. He's under contract for 6 more years, Ray.
Yeah, I'm not telling you. You signed up for a great contract.
All right, so let's put pen on paper right now. What's his ERA? Since you're Mr. Confident in Aaron Nola, what you got?
365.
Okay, I'll take the over on that.
Well, congrats.
That's better than his career.
His 383 is a career?
His 383 is career. Yeah.
Everything's fine. All right, coming up, we're going to do How About That as we pivot to the NFL and the Eagles.
Do it.
How did Sean McDermott's firing potentially hurt the Eagles' offensive coordinator search, or did it add another name to it? And we'll go over some of the couple great games over the weekend. That's next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Figuring out what's next. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. What's next for the Phillies might not be much. Bo Bichette signed with the Mets for a 3-year, $126 million contract on Friday, which left the Phillies in a bit of a scramble, thinking they were going to land Bichette. They quickly pivoted, brought back JT Realmuto at a 3-year, $45 million contract. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered on Friday and talked about just how disappointing this offseason's been.
I don't think there's a big splash coming. I think the word for this winter that I would use is disappointing, but they're in a funny spot where they're way over budget and they think they're better than Philadelphia thinks they are.
Speaking of disappointing, NFL playoffs continued over the weekend. They haven't disappointed, just disappointing the Eagles aren't still a part of it. NFC Championship game next week will be the Rams at the Seahawks. AFC Championship with the Patriots at the Broncos. The Bills lost over the weekend to that Broncos team. They fired Sean McDermott earlier today. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game live right here on The Fanatic. And after that, on The Fanatic, listen to the national championship game between Indiana and Miami. Again, right here on 97.5. This update's brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk. Get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers. Flyers, the best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Martin Luther King Day.
You throw the doctor in there. Nice work by you.
One of the one of the great Americans of all time.
That's right.
I was because my daughter's 8.
I was just wondering about that.
So I was asking like, what do you know about Dr. King? And they're giving me like on Friday they spend a good amount of time talking about him, and they saw some videos, and it's interesting to see an 8-year-old's perspective when I'm telling them like, yes, like African Americans didn't have equal rights to us not that long ago, and like to see their face kind of not understanding, like, well, why? And I'm like, it hasn't changed. It's changed. It hasn't changed enough, but still, it's interesting to see them learn everything about Dr. King and even where we are modern day. But
yeah, mine's 5, so not nearly as detailed of a conversation. But she was throwing around the initials today or yesterday. MLK. And I was like, what do you know about? So that's funny. Go into that world. You're right about that.
Yeah. All right. So Sean McDermott gets fired.
How about that?
Like, yeah. How about that? That's actually that's that. You know what? How about that?
When you see something great.
How about that?
When you see something you hate.
How about that?
When you see something you just need to tell someone about, hit them with a.
How about that?
But some cringy moments after the Bills lose to the Broncos, and like what a great game, what a crushing defeat. It was right there for them.
Oh yeah,
overtime, the interception that should have been a catch, that should have been an interception, whatever it was, ruled in the interception. We can talk about that. But here, do we have Sean McDermott? Here's Sean McDermott, who was just fired about an hour and a half ago. Here's Sean McDermott after the game.
I'm saying it because I'm standing up for Buffalo, damn it. I'm standing up for us. What went on is not how it should go down, in my estimation. That play, these guys spent 3 hours out there playing football, pouring their guts out, to not even say, hey, let's just slow this thing down. That's why I'm bothered.
And I agree with him. So Brandon Cooks makes the catch, and it's ruled an interception because before he rolled over after hitting the ground, the defensive back wrestled it away from him or took it away from him. It's tough because it was a bang-bang play. Yes, he had the ball when his knee was down, but did he have it for long enough? It all happened very quick.
Oh, yeah.
It was ruled an interception. But the problem, and I agree with McDermott, is it was very quick to where it was, yep, that's an interception. Let's get back to the game. And Sean McDermott takes a timeout to, like he said, slow things down and be like, hey, let's take a look at this again. Because it's not like we have seen this recently where they've overruled replay assist. So replay assist comes in and
true.
And reverses the call, and then they actually go to the actual replay, which reverses the replay assist reversal. So Sean McDermott more or less was saying like, hey, let's just take another look at it. Let's go back to New York. Let's take 3 minutes to make sure that we're making the right call here, which they had no interest in doing.
No, and that's home field advantage. Hate to bring that back up because nothing really matters now that the Eagles are eliminated. But these are some of the things that go your way when you do play at home. Want to bring, point that out. I do believe that, look, in their minds, they said, hey, look, we had guys looking at it. We got the call right.
I don't need to take 3 more minutes to look at it.
And that's it. And that's what it came down to.
But with the perception that the NFL, especially with all leagues, but the perception of the NFL, which is in New York, they're pretty much pressing the button on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Couldn't they have just taken another 3 minutes to take a look at it? Ray?
It's been a long game. We're already pushing off kickoff of the other one.
I saw a lot of people saying that.
If you're right about it, you're right about it.
Right, but in that short amount of time that they decided they were right about it, couldn't they have just taken a breath and taken another look to make sure they were right about it?
But the other side of this is, okay, they take an extra 3 minutes. They come back to the initial call. Well, of course, they were going to stick with what stands here. Why'd they take an extra 3 minutes? There had to be some uncertainty, right? That's why they took an extra 3 minutes. Then McDermott's sitting there like, well, they weren't really sure of their call, but because they called it on the field I don't think the officials are ever in a place where they win. We hate them regardless.
Do you think it was the right call?
At the end, yeah, I think they made the right call.
So it was an interception. You?
I did not until I saw the one replay on the other side.
Me too.
And that was clear as day that he did not have enough control.
For long enough.
And it was an interception. That was the call on the field. You're not going to flip it. So got to ride with that.
That one replay, and I saw it late yesterday. It was like, ooh, Yeah, that looks like an interception.
It moved really quick.
And you also have to play it in real time. You can't. The problem is when you slow it down, it looks like they have possession longer than they've actually had it. I know you want to slow it down because you want to see, does he actually have the ball? Does he possess it? Where's the knee and everything else? But in real time, he didn't have the ball long enough.
That would have been it. If that's a catch.
They're at the 20-yard line.
Yep. Buffalo's are going to advance.
Man. They cannot catch a break.
Well, it starts and ends with Josh Allen, and I'll put my hand up in the air because I know I said it last week where if they're gonna beat the Broncos, he's got to be Superman. He didn't need to be Superman on Saturday. He cost them the game.
At the end of the first half, it's just I know I've heard a lot of people say you just down the ball there. No, I don't think you just down the ball there. You don't run around with the ball so out like that.
Like a loaf of bread.
Yeah, because we've seen it. You can pick up 30, 35 yards. They had timeouts left, right? And then you kick the long field goal. The problem is you can't turn the ball over like that.
No. Yeah, you're not going to win games and definitely playoff games.
I love the reaction to Josh Allen. Everybody feels bad for him. He was crying, which we'll play in a second, but everybody feels bad for him. And Josh Allen. How about it's another year of Josh Allen not getting the job done? How about that? How about we start treating all the quarterbacks the same? Not poor Josh Allen. He fumbled the ball and gave the Broncos 3 points.
He had a brutal game. Brutal game.
Yep, he did. Here's Josh Allen after the game.
Let my teammates down tonight. Just missed opportunities throughout the game. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's going to stick with me for a long time.
Oh, I bet it is. Luckily for him, he could hop a flight, private jet with that girl that he's with now, Madison Beer.
It's his wife, right?
Is it wife?
Not Madison Beer.
That's
Madison Beer's with
That's
Herbert.
Herbert. What's
That
the
would
other
be
one?
A hell of a story.
My bad. Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld.
The other one. Yeah.
There you go.
Jerry Seinfeld.
From Sinners. She's just as good looking. All right. So
But
whatever.
they're married and they're expecting a kid, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, I like Josh Allen a lot. He's upset after the game. Whatever. Is he crying today? He got his coach fired.
It's true.
His coach is fired. You win that game, he's no longer fired. Now maybe that's better for the franchise, but yeah, your coach is now fired.
Can't believe I screwed up the girlfriends there or fiancés, whatever.
I wouldn't
That's
have.
incredible.
When you said, is it Seinfeld or Steinfeld?
Steinfeld.
When you said the name,
Whoops.
I know the name. Haley Steinfeld?
Haley Steinfeld.
Okay.
I think that's how you
And
say it.
she's pregnant?
Have you seen the movie Sinners yet?
No.
Yeah, she has a scene in that one that is.
Well, I could just Google it to see the.
There you go.
So you're saying there's nudity in the.
It's
Is it like Halle Berry?
It's raunchy. And
Yeah?
that's his girl. That's his
movie?
lady. Yes. And it's a part in this movie. It's a really good movie. I mean,
Yeah.
well worth your time to watch it. It's good, different, unique. Michael B. Jordan's in it 2 times, but her scene is
Thumbs up?
Yeah, thumbs
Mr.
up.
Does Mr. Skin online have a archive?
I'll have to look it up.
All right. So Ray, what do we have? What do we have next? I don't even
Rams
remember.
Bears.
Oh
What a
my.
game that was.
Oh my God. What do we have? The
Stafford at the end of the game, because we're going to get to just how incredible that game ended with a call.
we have the calls later on. Here's Stafford at the end of the game.
Playoff football is about winning the football game. Played great through for a bunch of yards last year in the snow, and we lost. So I'm happy to have played a little bit worse today and going home with a win. So we'll take that.
Yeah, I thought that was very interesting to hear him say that. Obviously on their minds, and it kind of made me feel a little bit differently if they were to match up in the playoffs. As far as the Eagles and Rams again, I don't know if they were losing that time. Let's just put it that way.
So you're not going to give me the oh my God, the Eagles missed out on a golden opportunity. No, they didn't. The Eagles weren't beating these teams.
Correct.
The Eagles weren't going to Chicago and beating Caleb Williams.
And Stafford played a horrible game as well. His numbers, 20 of 42, 258, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Just not a good game by Stafford at all.
No, cold, tough conditions.
True.
Caleb Williams, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Williams and Ben Johnson and what they're building right there. The kid's got something that I didn't think he had. Man, with the no look, that is much luck as anything else.
Yeah.
But most quarterbacks can't even make that throw.
No. He was falling backwards. You know, he knew
fadeaway.
a little bit where his guy was going to be, had the advantage going one-on-one with a little bit smaller of a corner. Still, though, like you said, he's young. They have something going with Ben Johnson. He threw 3 interceptions. And Ben Johnson, hey, man, You want to go for it on fourth down. These last two games, you had the ball at the 2-yard line.
I didn't like the play calling either.
Go for 2. Go for 2. Let's go. You're home. You got them reeling. You just scored that touchdown. Is it Monday morning quarterback? You could say that, but I was saying it at the point in time that, this is a guy that just goes for broke here.
Yeah.
He's given up all those points in the first half. What did he give up? 6 points by going for it on fourth down? And now you have the ball at the 2-yard line. And the Rams are shook that they just gave that touchdown up.
But if you don't get it, you lose. I would have, Ray, what did you think? I would have, I was actually thinking about this because if the Bills don't go for 2 against the Eagles, what happens in overtime?
I think the Bills are going to win that game.
Right. And that's why I didn't understand McDermott going for it. If they win that game, then they're playing to win the AFC East.
Yeah.
Which means they win the division, then they're the number 2 seed, and everything's going through Buffalo at least until the AFC Championship game. I don't know. I'm always fine with especially if they're at home. They unfortunately they just came up small in overtime. They had opportunities.
They picked up the first down. And then he decides, I think they ran the ball one more time, and then on that second down, that's when Williams threw the interception. So you're right. Look, he had the game right there, but, man, I just felt like he was going to go for it.
I wanted to find my exact text to my buddy from when they're about to score. I was like, he's definitely going for 2 here.
I thought so, too.
And then I dropped a what the bleep when he didn't. Because I just thought, hey, Ben Johnson, that's the way you've been all season long. Go for broke there. I just don't want the ball ending up in Stafford's hands again. I know you get a chance to possess the ball in overtime, but at that point, the Rams will have got their defense rested.
All you need is a couple of plays and you're in field goal range, and that's what happens.
6 fourth downs. He went for it. 3 for 6. Yesterday's game.
All right, national championship game tonight.
Let's go.
Miami, Indiana. Carson Beck, who is in his 7th year in college, I think. Seriously?
I think so, too.
Here's Carson Beck.
Did you have class yesterday? If so, what class? And I know there was a pep rally on campus. Just what has it been like?
Hang on a second. What class? Who's that? Some student?
Probably, I would guess, a student reporter.
Did you have class?
Hey, look, man. Miami's in the U is back, John. So she's enjoying the festivities down there in her home environment.
I'm sure he's enjoying the festivities, too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
As a student this week, particularly yesterday.
No class. I graduated 2 years ago, so
college football's cooked. College sports in general, it's cooked.
How about that?
Yeah, we're
How about that?
We're in a whole new world right now. Now, I'm reading an article where he is saying that he's not enrolling again till next semester. He's working towards other degrees now that he's gotten to Miami, but these programs, quote, take a little longer than just a year to finish. Yeah, I don't know what to believe and what not, but I think we're all on the same page.
No, I think you do know what to believe.
Okay, yeah.
Which is he being paid to play football.
That's it.
Yeah.
And very well,
Man.
too.
What a life.
He's been good.
A couple millions of dollars to be the star quarterback in Miami, and you have none of the downfall of having to go to school.
Well, look at Dante Moore from Oregon. He's passing up. He could very well be the number 2 selection in the NFL draft this year. And he says, you know what? I want to go back to Oregon. Now these guys are making decent money. They don't have to hide it. They're not getting in the paper bag.
He's making $3 million to go back to Oregon, something like that. Maybe
at
even
least,
more.
Yeah.
And by the way, for him, he needs to go back.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. The Jets could have drafted him, and then he would have been out of the league in 5 years.
Yeah, no. He get that Phil Knight money, stay in Oregon, work on your game. Who knows? Next year you're going to have Arch.
And if he does cost himself, he made that money, and he's still going to have an NFL career.
Yeah, he's not going to fumble the bag like Matt Barkley did.
Yeah, you're right. Matt Barkley. Yep. How about that? Who you like tonight?
It's hard to bet against Indiana, John. It is. It's a lot of points, but, man, that defense is the real deal. We know what they're capable on offense. I know some people are trying to sell me on Miami's defense. I didn't think they looked all that good against Ole Miss. So if you're pressing me, I'll give the points. I'm all sigged up. Google me. Hoosiers roll, and they keep it going.
Google me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Miami's really athletic.
Yes, they are.
So the one reason I think that it will be closer than maybe some people think is the athleticism on both sides of the football. And, Beck doesn't try to do too much. I hate him, and I've been betting against him every week, and he's played well.
Carson Beck?
Yeah, he's not doing too much.
No, they got it going. But, obviously their defense led the charge. Now, again, they weren't really all that good against Ole Miss, and Carson Beck did make some plays, but they want to run the football and play good defense. If they can keep the ball out of Mendoza's hands, it could be a close game. But I'm just getting the vibe of, like,
Indiana's been rolling everybody.
Yeah, man. Like, this team is just nonstop.
Yep, I agree with you. I'd lay the 8. A lot of points.
Nice.
A lot of points. All right, so we have a pair of Sixers tickets to tomorrow night's game. We'll do it at 11:30 and 1:30. We're going to do some pop-up Sixers trivia. All right, so anybody out there could win. So that's coming up at 11:30. Sixers Suns tickets for tomorrow night, so don't go anywhere.
I remember when AI played on Martin Luther King Day. It was like an afternoon game. He had a buzzer beater for the Sixers, right? Wasn't that? Oh man,
there used to be day games.
Yes,
there would be a lot of day games. It's a night game tonight. They play the Pacers.
Correct. Yeah.
So I was actually thinking, like, are we going to get preempted because of the Sixers?
Oh.
Nope. Your day games today: Bucks, Hawks, Thunder, Cavs.
Knicks normally.
Clippers, Wizards. Knicks got a 5 o'clock start against the Mavs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Just Jalen Brunson. Yeah, nice.
All right. So we have tickets. That's 11:30. With Sean McDermott getting fired, immediately you look and say, all right, how does that affect the Eagles in their offensive coaching search? Does Brian Daboll become an immediate
absolutely
lock to be not locked to be one of the favorites to get the job up there?
I think Joe Brady and Brian Daboll are probably leaders in the clubhouse. The familiarity, of course, knowing the connection to the general manager still. I believe Bean is making the selection on this one as well. And it would make sense. I'm not going to sit here and say Daboll is the end-all, be-all. I don't know
But you would think that, look, the relationship with Josh, being familiar up there.
They're definitely going offense.
Yeah.
McDermott was defense, and he just gave up 30-plus points in a game that you had to have. So they're going offense. Daboll, I think, is probably leader in the clubhouse. What does that mean? Who knows? But
do you fire McDermott knowing that you have a candidate that you're likely to get and you're certainly going to target?
That's crazy, too, because there's now, 6? If Harbaugh is taking the Giants, I think there's 6 open spots. But now with Buffalo, so there's 7. 7 open vacancies right now for head coaching in the NFL.
Stefanski goes to the Falcons.
Yep.
Harbaugh goes to the Giants. Daboll makes a lot of sense in Buffalo, but that also would then free up Joe Brady. So Joe Brady is the offensive coordinator of Buffalo.
Correct.
And he's really been like this young, hot coordinator. He interviewed for coaching jobs. He failed in Carolina as an offensive coordinator, but that was going to be a tough place for him to win. He's certainly a guy that the Eagles will probably look at because if Daboll gets the job, Brady's not going to stay. Brady wants to call plays. Brady's the offensive coordinator. Daboll wants to call plays. He's got his own offense, so it makes sense it would free it up. I've really warmed to Daboll coming in here and being the offensive coordinator. So that would really be disappointing if that's the case. But it feels like it's a real possibility.
Yeah, it feels like Daboll is going to be up in Buffalo. And it's just this cycle, there's so many names we're talking about, but with so many head coaching openings, like, are we going to end up in a world where we sit here and say, wow, what an underwhelming group this ended up being available for the offensive coordinator? Because the more we talk about it, like, Stefanski was the pipe dream that was never going to happen. Mike McDaniel, there's still a lot of head coaching jobs out there. Brian Daboll, we're talking about this Bills opening. We start walking down the path. I saw a couple of the names that were out there that they were either interviewing or rumored to interview. It's like, oh, well, do they call plays? Or, they've had a pretty underwhelming offense. Like, they had to move off Patullo. That's not a question. But just with this opening up today and Daboll potentially going up there, the more openings that come from the NFL, the more I'm worried that I'm going to be really underwhelmed in a week and a half or so.
So what was lost on Friday because of the JT stuff, Zach Robinson interviewed with the Eagles, and he was with Atlanta. He's also got McVay ties.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a McVay guy, we know that he has his own coaching tree. Robinson was with the Rams, got the offensive coordinator job based off of that in Atlanta. So you'd be getting a McVay guy that also has experience calling plays. A lot of the problems with some of the guys on his staff right now, they don't have play calling experience, which you really need if you're going to take this job. You can't bring a guy in that doesn't have experience calling plays, not with where they are right now.
Tell you what, I would, more than now, I would prefer Brady over Daboll. I was warming up to Daboll as well. It felt like everything was connecting to that. But if Daboll ends up in Buffalo and Brady's free, now he is obviously interviewing for the head coaching position as well. I think the Ravens was the last one. We'll see, but I could get down with Joe Brady. I think that would be exciting. And he's been around. He's been fired. He's been kicked to the curb, earned his keep.
He's been around, you're right.
Yes. He's 36 years old. He's young. I could get down with Joe Brady. There's some other names. Bobby Slowick was being discussed this weekend. Then, Robinson was a guy that did at least raise my interest because Atlanta did have a good offense.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. Kafka, no.
No Kafka?
No Kafka. Come on, man.
Doesn't seem like the Eagles have much interest. No? I haven't seen that.
Charlie Weiss Jr., no.
No, I said no. No.
Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, no, thank you. No, the JT signing and losing out on Bo Bichette just took my soul over the weekend. I couldn't look at anything.
Biggest winner of the whole JT thing was the Eagles. They had their end of season presser for Howie and Nick, and within 24 hours, nobody gave a you know what.
Well, we have some stuff to talk about with Nick Sirianni and the Eagles coming up. But next, your chance to win 76ers tickets. Do we want them to call right now, Ray?
Give us a call.
610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. This is simple. On the air, I'm going to ask a 76ers trivia question. First person with the correct answer on the air wins the tickets. 610-632-0975. Line up right now. Sixers Suns tickets tomorrow night. We'll come back with that. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
No reacting to Friday. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. That's brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. The Phillies' day on Friday did not go as planned. Bo Bichette signed with the Mets, 3 years, $126 million. JT Realmuto then returned with a 3-year, $45 million deal after the Phillies pivoted back to Realmuto. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered, talked about how the Phillies expected to land Bichette.
I thought other teams thought the Phillies had positioned themselves as the clear favorite to sign Bo. I think they were. I think they thought they were. Just a whole sequence of events. And it's all a big never mind now.
Elsewhere, the NFL playoffs continued over this weekend. We now have the championship game set. The Rams going to the Seahawks for the NFC, and for the AFC, the Patriots going to the Broncos. The Broncos won a close one over the Bills, and that was the end of Sean McDermott's time up in Buffalo. He got fired earlier today. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic, and after that, listen to the national championship between Indiana and Miami right here on The Fanatic. This update's also brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first, so what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers Flyers, the best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
It is.
Is that why you're playing it?
Yep, pretty much.
I didn't know if it was Vanilla Ice's birthday or something.
Nope. Yo,
Or-
don't
or-
have that on the calendar, unfortunately.
Or Caleb Williams, what are they calling him? Iceman?
Iceman.
There you go.
Iceman strikes again.
Tell you what,
Season's over.
What did he throw? 50 yards falling backwards?
It's ridiculous.
The back corner of the end zone, threw from like the 40.
The ultimate, no, oh my God, yes. Play.
Well, it's fourth down at
Yeah,
that point. What does it matter?
Doesn't have any choice. But the one against the Packers was absurd, too.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the money as he's fading to the left. Yeah, he's talented. We know that. He's the number 1 overall pick. We know how
But,
good he is.
I knew he had the talent. I didn't think that he had, there's something to him where guys believe in him. You don't come back. It's coming back that many times during the season. You can't rely on that from year to year, right? That's why a lot of times you look at a team and be like, well, like Washington. 2 years ago, they won a Hail Mary game. They won a bunch of close games. It's hard. You're not going to do that every year. But, man, Williams has got something to him.
Oh, yeah, he does. And it's Ben Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. After the Packers, he's fighting everybody.
He is the real deal when it comes to play calling and design. Like we saw it front and center on Black Friday. And it's funny you bring up believing in the guy. And look at Bo Nix. That's another team that you just can't put away. Now, Bo Nix, unfortunately, is going to be missing.
That.
But, and Bo Nix was an okay college quarterback. Like, I'm floored that he's having a success, but
Good head
he's
coach.
got Sean Payton.
Good head
Coaching's
coach.
kind of important in grand scheme of things.
Are the Eagles aware of that?
I'm the dumbest coach in the world. And that's in my notes.
No, listen,
Fine line.
we'll get to that coming up.
Again.
Are we in a debate?
Yep.
Again.
Jeff McClain with some interesting information on
So
Nick
I'm not doing
Sirianni.
a good enough job.
But Sean Brace, we have a pair of tickets to the Sixers and the Suns. That's tomorrow.
That's a good one.
At Xfinity Mobile Arena. Get single game tickets at Sixers.com. If you don't win these, we'll do another one coming up at 1:30. All right? So we have people that are on the line. Some people dropped off. So if you dial 610-632-0975, I'm going to ask a Sixers trivia question. The first person with the correct answer wins. That's simple. 610-632-0975. I think this is an easy one, at least for an older guy like me. All right, here's the question. Charles Barkley traded from the Sixers to the Suns in 1992 for what 3 players? Barkley traded to the Suns in 1992 for what 3 players? Ronnie in Eagleville dropped off because he doesn't know the answer. Andrew in Cherry Hill. Andrew.
Tim Perry, Jeff Hornacek, and I don't know the third. Is that good enough?
It is not. Casey. Perkisey. Casey. What's the answer?
I don't know this one.
610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Charles Barkley traded for 3 players on June 17th, 1992. Who were the 3 players? Do you know the answer?
I got two out of the 3 I had. A lot like the caller.
Andy in Lambertville. Andy.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
What's the answer?
Well, when the guy put me on hold, I missed the question because I was dialing.
Charles Barkley traded to the Suns for what 3 players?
Oh, man. That goofy-looking big Tim Perry. Is he one of them?
Yeah, I need all 3. 3 seconds.
The other players, Chambers.
Incorrect. If they would have gotten Tom Chambers, I would have liked the trade.
There you go.
Tom in Jersey. Tom.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, I got it. So the one he missed, so it was Hornacek, Perry, and the other one's Andrew Lane.
Andrew Lang. Oh, correct. You win him, Tom.
Let's
Congratulations.
go.
Let's go. Let's
Thanks.
go.
Thanks.
Who are you taking to the game, brother?
Probably my girl. If
Nice.
not my nephew. So.
Okay. All right. Enjoy it, man. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. There you go. So that trade, Barkley requested it. So they wanted Kevin Johnson. The Suns said, no, we'll give you Jeff Hornacek. They said, okay. They wanted Mark West, who was the other center on the team. They said no. So they said, okay, we'll take Andrew Lang. And I guess Tim Perry was one of the guys. Because was he coming off an all-star year? He had a good year. Former Temple, Tim Perry. Hornacek went from being on the Suns, which was a really good team, to playing for a miserable 76ers team. He hated it here, and we hated him. And then Andrew Lang was just like a, center, the 90s center that wasn't all that good.
Yeah, it's a fascinating trade to go back and think about. Of course, Charles' time here, and he ends up with Phoenix, goes to a
Wins
finals.
MVP.
Yeah, and comes up just short, losing to the Bulls. Chuck, fascinating individual. I was saying this the other day. I have not seen one time. I think maybe one time I've caught the Inside the NBA, the TNT show, Chuck, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ. One time. Like, what's going on?
They're not in heavy rotation until
the playoffs, apparently.
Until after, like in the New Year. Yeah, they were on like one in December.
What are we doing?
Well, it's on ESPN, by the way. It's on ESPN.
I know, but the beauty about the NBA season is like I catch them on a Tuesday night when nothing else is going. That's when they're the best.
I guess that was part of their contract. They said we want to work less. Because Kenny's doing stuff on ESPN. He's going on First Take and stuff.
Oh, I don't see. All right.
He sold himself.
You're a big First Take guy, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm glued to it. Yeah, it's just what I want to see. But I know that because Charles was like, nope. Charles does not like Stephen A. Smith. So he ain't doing it.
Really?
No, he's not doing he does not like the take shows. I think he watches them because he's always complaining about them. Yeah. But he does not. No, he won't
said
go
he wanted to murder Skip one time. I know he said that.
He's not a fan of Skip.
Hates Skip.
Right.
Good.
But isn't Stephen A. just the more popular Skip?
Probably even worse now.
You're right. No,
I
you're
don't
right.
know about that. My algorithm's feeding me a lot of Skip right now. Worse, just no platform.
Right. He doesn't have. Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the platform.
Yeah.
Stephen A. obviously has the platform. Is a huge star. Yeah. Yeah. No, Charles doesn't want anything to do with being on that because when you're in the ESPN rotation, you're in the ESPN rotation.
You're in the car wash.
Yeah.
You're doing them all.
Yeah.
Well, I just, it's part of the NBA season, and it's just frustrating that we're not getting that. And I get it. It's going to be, I guess, a little bit more in the rotation as you pointed out, New Year and of course playoffs. But I need my Shaq, Chuck, Kenny, and EJ. Man, let's go.
It does suck not having the clip to watch the next day because that would be how I see it. I'm not watching.
I'm a midnight guy, so I'd be sitting there, after the Suns and Lakers or the, Bucks and the Trailblazers. It's like a Tuesday night, and it's like, oh, all right, yeah, I got that. I know what I'm watching.
What makes them watchable is that they care pretty much as we do about the game, which isn't a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you can just tell they're waiting for the game to be over so they can do the show and they can go home.
Crack jokes.
Right.
It's better than any late-night television host that's out there, right?
You're right. Well, I mean, it's like anything. Like with First Takes theatrics, it's not hard. It's not like, straight sports. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be fun. Shows like this, right? Like we love sports and we're talking about sports, but I'm not breaking down the, linebacker play of this game or whatever. You got to have fun on top of it.
Amen.
So, all right, we have Keith in Sharon Hill who knows ball. What's up, Keith? How are you, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What up?
I just talked to your producer there, the call screener, about the NBA is load managing without load managing. Go back and look. I already did the math. The average point scored in the last month for the winners of every game is 126 points a game. And inside of that, Charlotte scored 150 in a game last month. Did you guys see that?
Oh, scoring's up crazy this year.
Yeah.
Because they're not playing any damn defense.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no. I mean, look at the what they want to do. The Celtics won a championship a couple years ago. Joe Mazzulla, their head coach, his entire strategy is shoot more 3-pointers than the other team, and if they shoot more 3-pointers, they're going to win. That's the game. I mean, I don't like it at all, honestly. But it's what it
nobody's
is.
doing. I watched the game last week. I watched Jimmy Butler go through the lane like nobody was even standing there.
Right.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch right now because they're not playing like they should be. And you know what's crazy? A.J. Brown told us, and we wasn't listening. He said, use me without using me. That's what he meant. Using me without overusing me.
Mm. Well, we can talk some A.J. Brown coming up. When are we doing that show, Ray? Tomorrow?
I'm ready for it. Whenever you want to do it, I'm ready for it.
You're on tomorrow?
No.
You're not?
No, Monday,
Thursday, Friday. Okay. All right. No, it's you tomorrow, Ray.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
Right.
How about
AJ
that?
Brown.
Show sheet, A.J. Brown.
Bank it.
I got a cut from him from November when he said, we're talking about the Band-Aid. Run that, too. Yeah, it was
All
good
right,
stuff.
coming up, did the 49ers getting blown out by the Seahawks change any of your feelings towards the Eagles? Saw plenty of that discussion over the weekend. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincade and Salciunas.
Middays with Mark's News at Noon coming up here at 12 o'clock. with Ray Dunn. Make sure you are liking and subscribing to us on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching live on YouTube. It's a nice community of online chatters and listeners and viewers, and they watch live every day. But if you can't watch live, it's okay. Watch on demand. Just make sure you're subscribing to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. Do we have any new podcast reviews, Ray, after our Dynamite? I looked and we didn't see any. I thought we'd get a couple. But make sure if you're watching or you're listening to us on podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, maybe give us a nice 5-star review.
It looks like we got a new one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
It's nice.
Is it a 5-star?
Actually said something nice about me. That's cool.
How about that?
5 stars.
See, I prefer 5-star reviews and then you rip one of us, right?
I prefer that too.
Good content.
Yeah.
Did Sean hear did you hear the segment, the Middays with Marks podcast review segment?
I did not.
Yeah. Yeah, I came up with a parody song to lead us into it.
Ooh.
It was, do you have it, Ray? It was Dynamite. Here it is. Oh, he's looking for it right now.
Now, the Middays with Marks podcast reviews.
Middays with Marks. Whitney Houston, if you didn't know.
Wow.
Podcast review.
Oh, it's catchy.
Middays with Marks.
Good.
Podcast review. You can bring it down.
Oh, that's solid.
Right.
So the podcast, the show is formed into podcasts.
Correct.
People press play, leave the review, and obviously that's how you can get involved with the show, because then Ray will read the review.
Our AI voice.
Oh,
reads
AI
it.
voice makes another.
Because we had a 1-star review that called me a narcissist.
I like that.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But we don't want people to leave 1-star reviews.
No. It's got to leave 5-star, but you can call me what
funny,
you want.
right?
Yeah.
Give us a 5-star review and then call me a narcissist. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Please.
So we made a segment of it. But anyway, if you don't catch the point is, if you don't catch the show live, you can go back and you can listen to the podcast. We break it down by hour, so you can go within the hour and be like, all right. So it's like, all right, well, I missed News at Noon with Ray. You can check out the 12 o'clock hour. You can listen to that. You can fish around and see what you like. But if you like it, leave us a nice 5-star review.
Beautiful.
There you go. All right. So did you have any Eagles reaction? Because my Bet Parks pick of the day ended up being my best read on any game over the weekend was the Seahawks. I thought they were going to crush the Niners. The Rams-Bears played out exactly how I thought it would. Toss up.
Yep.
The Bills-Broncos toss up. Very close game. The Patriots actually decisive win. Man, Stroud was brutal. 4 interceptions in the first half.
Yeah. 1 for a pick 6.
Unbelievable.
If he would have taken a sack on every one of them, they'd probably win that game.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, seriously, he killed him. But I really thought that, I watched the Niners play last weekend. I thought that was more the Eagles losing than the Niners winning. I was not impressed by San Francisco last weekend.
No, that was deflating to watch them and just get absolutely lumped. And it's like, wait a minute, the Eagles couldn't get it going against this team. Are you kidding me right now? But you want to give credit where credit is due. Seattle is the real deal, real defense. They know each other very well as far as division opponents are concerned. The one game that I did like more than anything was the Patriots. And I just felt like at home, better quarterback. So I was locked into the Patriots. That was the one play that I got right. But I did take Seattle, given the 7 as well.
Yeah, and Drake May didn't have a great game.
No, he did not.
They didn't need him to have a great game because Stroud was so bad. But their defense played well. It's a good club.
I'm not one of these guys that was watching this weekend going, the Eagles missed a golden opportunity. I don't think the Eagles were going on the road and beating the Bears.
So I think the reaction I had was not, oh, well, look at the Eagles, they missed an opportunity. It was, the Eagles are really bad. They got beat at home by the Niners, who promptly went to Seattle, and they were out of the game early. That game was over.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is very
Right?
bad.
You feel the same way?
Yeah, I was disgusted.
I was too.
As that game continued Saturday night, I almost just wanted to turn it off. I was at a friend's apartment, so obviously I didn't have control of the television, couldn't turn it off. But, I'm just grossed out watching the 49ers just whittle, away against that Seahawks team.
It makes the Eagles' loss look even worse.
Yeah, it makes it look worse. In a way, again, this is me coping, but this is kind of me all right, well, they certainly weren't winning anything this year. I always make the joke that it's illegal for them to win in Seattle because it just never happens. Imagine if they had found a way to win this game, and maybe they go to Chicago and they win in a close game, even if you could get yourself to believe that, which is a tough belief right now for me. And it was going to be a tough belief going in. I told you, leading up to that game on Sunday, if they had won the game, I was probably going to be the guy that picked against them in the playoffs for the divisional round. But if they had gotten to Seattle, the 49ers lost like that. Imagine the Eagles' offense trying to go up against that Seattle defense.
Yep. That
would have been gross.
The defense is legit, and I would have been the guy that would have said, Eagles aren't losing to the Bears again. They're not losing two straight times to the Bears. No chance this team's losing, and they would have lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, going on the road and going up against that offense, trying to match them point for point, I don't think was probably going to happen. However, we probably could have talked ourselves into the defense stepping up.
Oh, we would have.
Yeah, and that would have been fine. But the big thing for me, and I said it earlier, over the weekend with the 4 games, and you could even lump in some of the wild card, was the coaching. Coaching is so important. Like, just take, for example, look what Vrabel's doing right now with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. What the hell were the Tennessee Titans? Like, they got terrible ownership. But Vrabel, in his first season, taking over for the Patriots and just doing it his way and the success that they're having right now. And I get it, Drake May has been a really good quarterback, but, I mean, come on. They're making it work.
So epically easy schedule.
Yes, that's true.
But they are in the AFC Championship game right now.
Correct.
And they're doing it without a ton of talent on offense.
Ton of talent on offense, defense. They're playing well. They have some names up there, but, of course, Milton Williams was the big piece for them, and he's changed everything as far as their run defense is concerned. But, man,
been a good signing.
And that's why you're seeing all these teams going, you know what? We're not hanging on to our coach. McDermott, sorry, you've had 9 years, 9 cracks. We got to get somebody else in here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that coming up after the news at noon with Nick Sirianni. But, it's wide open. Bo Nix is done. That was really weird how, great win, what an exciting game. Sean Payton does his press conference, and he comes back and he says, oh, Bo Nix is out for the season. And it's like, what? Because I saw it on Twitter pretty much as soon as Schefter put it out there. And I texted the big group chain, my fantasy football group chain. They're like, huh? Like, he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He's out. It's like, what?
He was somewhat light on it, so I think that people were already onto it.
Right.
And there would have been a report, and then it would have been...
I actually like how they came out and said it right away instead of waiting.
Yeah. I think that was probably Peyton's best interest as well.
Get it over with so you can concentrate on everything right from that moment.
Forget the fans. As far as that locker room.
Everything.
You got to keep them believing right now.
Yeah, agreed. They're 5.5-point underdogs at home against the Patriots. I'm just telling you, Stidham's not bad. Brandon Dutz, our YouTube producer, is a diehard Broncos fan. And he's coming in here today confident. After Nick Foles' tweet, the Patriots do not do well against backup quarterbacks in big games.
Run fast.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the Nick Foles tweet.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm not. I am not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not a Stidham believer. I think Sean Payton is really good, but I just feel like, that number is kind of telling us just a little bit there that the Patriots are that much of a favorite.
Oh, my God. David in Drexel Hill, I can't take it right now because we're too up against it. Can you hold till after news at noon? Because David said the Eagles would have beaten the rest of the NFC teams.
Oh, David.
With last year's team, with the 2024 team.
Okay.
Well, that's the only way that would make sense.
Yeah. All right.
That's what he needs.
It's one of the greatest teams we're ever going to see.
Not this year's team.
No.
He wouldn't say this year's team. That'd be silly.
Yeah.
All right. News at noon featuring Ed Cooley, Troy Aikman, and Michael Jordan. Plus, Jeff McClain has the latest on Nick Sirianni's role in the organization and how impatient or patient the organization will be with him. That's coming up next. Going to be a good 12 o'clock hour middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Stove's gone cold. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies might have seen their offseason come to a halt here after missing out on Bo Bichette, who signed a 3-year, $126 million contract with the Mets on Friday. The Phillies pivoted to sign JT Realmuto for a 3-year, $45 million contract. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered after all that happened on Friday and said this might just be the end of the Phillies offseason moves.
I don't think there's a big splash coming. I think the word for this winter that I would use is disappointing, but they're in a funny spot where they're way over budget and they think they're better than Philadelphia thinks they are.
Disappointing is a word you could also use for the end of football season around here. The NFL playoffs continue this weekend without the Eagles. The NFC Championship game is set. It's Rams at Seahawks. AFC Championship game, Patriots at Broncos. The Broncos beat the Bills, and the Bills decided earlier this morning they're firing Sean McDermott. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on the Fanatic. You can also listen tonight to the National Championship game between Indiana and Miami right here on the Fanatic following the Sixers game. This update's brought to you by IHOP. IHOP's value menu is here. Enjoy breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, French toast with sausage, or a cheesy omelet with pancakes, all for just $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. I'm Ray Tone, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best birds talk in town. 97.5, The Fanatic.
John Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. Today we honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a man who challenged this country to be better, fairer, and more united. His message of equality, courage, and nonviolence still matters today. Just reading someone sent me an email thanking me for mentioning it earlier.
Nice.
As when you look at heroes and so many Americans fought in the military. Gave their lives for us as we honor them on certain holidays. We honor Dr. Martin Luther King today.
That's right. It's a big day of service, John Marks, and I hate to say this, especially on radio, but I've always had the intention. I just never have.
You have good intentions, I know.
Gotten up and went down to
I've done
Girard College at 9 a.m. and, the full day of service.
I've done the big brother, big sister thing 10 times, but I've never actually done it. I've talked about wanting to do it, but I've never actually done it, to be honest.
All right, 2027, we're doing it next year. Let's go.
I try to mentor the young people that want to get in the broadcasting industry.
There you go.
Because that's what I do. And I tell them, don't. Go get your business degree. Right?
Too late for me. Save yourselves.
Sure was. A couple things we'll get to news at noon. So, you have DoorDash.
Yeah, I'm a Grubhub guy.
So, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
even have DoorDash. I got Grubhub.
Really?
Yeah.
You a DoorDash guy, Ray?
DoorDash, yeah, mostly.
So they offer you the Dash Pass for free for 30 days.
Yeah.
It means free delivery and it cuts down on like the service fee and stuff. So this is one of the things I'm very bad at things. Some things I'm very good at other things. You ain't getting me to pay for the Dash Pass after the 30 days because that's why they want you to do it. They want you to forget it. Like every other subscription you get, you forget. I put it in my calendar.
That's smart.
And this thing will electrocute me if I have a Dash Pass after 30 days.
Nice work.
So the 30th day was Tuesday. So I saw it on Sunday, and I'm like, let me cancel it now so I don't forget, and then it's charging me, and then I'm all mad about it. So I canceled it. Well, it's come back to bite me because the kids are off school today. My wife ordered DoorDash today because once you cancel it, you don't get the benefits till the end of the term.
Yep.
They whack you right there. So my wife ordered because – so the kids are off school. They have play dates. So my oldest has a couple of friends over. My middle has a couple of friends over. So I looked at they ordered Chick-fil-A.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Yeah. Estimated total, $141.51.
Yikes. Mama. Oh, ouch.
She also doesn't know how to order. That I have to order or I'm throwing food out of the refrigerator.
$141 charge.
Right. If I would have been home, 80.
This is bad.
Yow.
This is very, very bad.
I didn't even look and see what they ordered. $141.51.
Everything is so expensive these days.
I know it is.
It's absurd.
But that would have been cheaper if I would have just waited until tomorrow morning, which could have been the last day that I canceled the Dash Pass.
Yeah.
And I don't get charged. But I'm so worried about getting charged because it's like this personal thing with me. Like, you're not getting money out of me, sucker. I got you. They got me.
Oh, they did.
They got me.
And then some.
And then some.
I mean, you get a free milkshake with that at least.
No.
No?
But I did get, if I do another order in the next 30 days, they give me a $25 credit or something.
I just had Chick-fil-A cookies the other day for the first time. They were good.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Chick-fil-A cookies. I love Chick-fil-A.
Can't go wrong with Chick-fil-A.
We had Chick-fil-A Friday night.
Hang on. This guy was just in North Carolina and had Bojangles, and you want to talk about jealousy. Oh, I haven't had
Never had it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good, John.
So is it like Chick-fil-A, but
yeah, it's that, but they have
Better.
More local.
No offense. I don't think anyone's sponsors.
Well, I mean, I don't own Chick-fil-A. You know.
Well, I don't know what they might invest in around here.
It's a southern thing.
No, but Chick-fil-A's great.
Yeah,
I'm a big
Chick-fil-A's
fan
great.
of Chick-fil-A. Bojangles is just incredible.
Biscuits.
Terminal D, Charlotte Airport, right in that back corner. Every time I connect through there.
And what do you get?
I get the number one, Cajun filet and a Bowberry biscuit.
So Cajun filet, it's
So
a
it's
sandwich?
A biscuit, yeah, Cajun filet biscuit with a Bowberry biscuit.
Did you like the Popeyes chicken sandwiches when that was a thing?
I never got in line. It was one of those things where everyone said you got to do it, and then I became. They
were good.
They're good.
I was at the King of Prussia Mall, and they have one in there, and I did it there. I'll take a Chick-fil-A sandwich over Popeyes.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is the best. There's no doubt about it, but
a Bojangles?
Bojangles. And he tweeted it out on Friday on the day of Bo Bichette. And I was just like, dude, this tweet should be doing numbers.
People just don't know Bo.
They don't know Bo.
Oh, my God.
4-piece Supreme dinner, John, hungover on a Sunday morning. Oh.
You know there's a Bojangles in the area?
Yes, it's in Reading.
How did you know that?
Because I've been
drove there?
No, I've been tempted. My wife was there doing some work one time, and I'm like, will you please slide by the Bojangles and bring back a 4-piece Supreme dinner for me? She did not. The honey mustard is so good.
Oh, it's so
really?
good.
I'm a honey mustard fan.
I love it.
I've actually looked into what it would cost to open up one. Now, I would never have the ability to.
You don't have the capital, but you could find people that perhaps would. You probably need $2 million.
It was
something like that.
Yeah, it was
and that's not. Well, my house has equity. No, that's liquid.
yes. No.
I'll dump this audio after I say it. I strategically put my travel during women's basketball season so I go through the Charlotte airport so I can get Bojangles to connect.
Look at you.
Yeah, I don't want a connection from anywhere else. I'll stop in Charlotte for an hour and have Bojangles and hop on the next flight.
I'm closer to probably a Bojangles in Reading than I am a Crown Fried Chicken in Philly.
Probably.
Crown Fried Chicken is not a reward. No, that's always the sign of a bad night. Yes, I've had many of those. Crown Fried Chicken boxes on my floor. Oh, what did I do?
I can still smell it.
Yes. It still hits the spot, though.
Yeah, fried chicken's fried chicken, brother. The Royal Farms, I don't know if you've
Royal
had their
Farms
chicken.
is good.
Good chicken.
Sliders, you roll in
right
and
down
out.
the street from me. Not bad, like really good for being a gas station. I'll take it.
I am high on the Royal Farms selection. I like what they have. Again, I'm not going to make it out to something that it's not, but Royal Farms is good.
And like Kentucky, KFC's fine. I'll take all these chickens over KFC.
I haven't had KFC and.
Is that one still on the street on City Avenue? It's in like a house. It's not your typical commercial storefront. It's on the right-hand side. It's like a house. And KFC's in the you should see it.
Is it half Taco Bell, half KFC?
It's not.
Oh,
It's literally like you would think it's somebody's house, except KFC's there.
What is it? KFC, Taco Bell, and Boston Market all combined in one. Isn't that what they do? I don't know.
They should combine it in one and do something with it. I mean, I love them. All right, let's get to the news at noon.
This city needs its news.
Now, it's time for
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
the News at Noon
That's the coolest piece of way I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
with Ray Dunn.
All right. I'm switching up the plans here with what we're starting with. We're starting with Ed Cooley because this was a viral moment over the weekend that reappeared on my timeline this morning that I just need to play out there because this is the best time for college basketball coach quotes for the guys that aren't having good seasons. Ed Cooley, for those that don't know, went from Providence down to Georgetown, got a bag to go down there. And, Georgetown's had its struggles. It has not been...
Holy cow, man.
Yeah. Has not been the program that they once were. They're struggling still with Ed Cooley, which tells you it's probably a little bit deeper than just bringing a head coach that's been successful somewhere else. And they're going through another tough one. They're 1-6 now. They played a close game against UConn, but nobody down there cares if you lose the basketball game. They're 1-6 in conference. They're 9-9 on the season. Ed Cooley's asked about just the frustrations of this season. Take a listen to Cooley.
It's a lot worse happening than Georgetown losing a basketball game around the world, around our city, around our community. But my appreciation and gratitude to have an attempt to coach these young men to be better at what we do is an unbelievable honor. Yeah, we lost. You know what we are? We're blessed. We're blessed to be 9-9. We're blessed to be 1-6 in the league.
Blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
I feel like if you have that New England accent and you're coaching at Providence, you should just stay up there rather than come down to Georgetown and D.C.
Yeah.
Remember Doc Rivers when he was still defending Ben Simmons when we were the dumbest asses in the world for questioning whether Ben Simmons was good or not?
Question.
Right? He said, celebrate him. Celebrate all the things that he does well. And that's...
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doc.
That's Ed Cooley. Yeah.
Yeah, Cooley was in the news a couple weeks ago because he threw a water bottle off a kid. All right. And then now
That's
this.
suspended, right?
Yeah, I think for a game. If
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
got a
mistaken.
game.
Yeah.
Anytime you're breaking out the we're blessed and there's worse things happening than what's going on in
It's
your
over.
season, there's not anything worse going on than your season.
I'm
right now.
sure the Georgetown administration agrees with the millions of dollars they're paying him every year. That they're all blessed.
Trustees are sitting there like, you know what? He's right. There are a lot worse things going on.
Tell you what, I saw Big East matchup on Saturday night, Nova and St. John's. Watch out for the Johnnies this year.
Any college that didn't hire Pitino looks at that and says, damn, what were we thinking?
Slick Rick is the man.
You know what comes with him? I'll take it. It's like Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's coming, but he's going to get you some W's.
And he's a little bit calmer at this state of his life, I would imagine. But
I love Pitino.
Pitino he's the best, and that is a really good team.
The Northeast, New York, Jersey, Philly, Boston, that collegiate coach, they're like teachers. You know what I mean? Like they're like all of them are on the Hurleys.
Oh yeah,
Rick Pitino, Jay Wright, everybody that's involved in that community, and they all have that kind of look and feel about them. Tino's one of the best ever.
It felt big. It felt like a big time matchup. It felt like March Madness, and like I said, St. John's was the better squad on Saturday night.
But Nova's back. That's
good team.
Yeah, good team.
Is like Rick going to roll out the white suit sometime soon?
It's about that time.
It's about that time for him to roll out that white suit. Also, again, brace outside, out of the house.
Oh yeah,
Saturday night. Down at the X.
4:00. Checked out the garage downtown.
The Center City one right now?
Who are you with?
My guy Beef. my guy Beef. We saw 4:00 game. We were at Misconduct Tavern.
Oh my God.
8:00.
He's out more than I am.
Halftime went to the garage. Awesome. Great spot. Packed up. And then we went to the game, 8 o'clock. Oh, what a night, Saturday night. I went home after the game. I didn't go out. Damn it, I did.
I didn't go out.
Yeah.
He said
I went out after the game, yeah.
You were gone all day. I was going to say you're funny you didn't go out after the game, but you did go out.
I stopped by for a beer, yeah.
Honestly, I would love to say as a fellow married man, I would love to say, damn, I wish I had your life. I don't, because I don't want to do any of those things.
It hurt yesterday. It was a struggle. It was a struggle on the couch.
I don't want to go to the garage. I don't want to go to wherever else you talked about. I don't want to go to the game. I don't want to go out afterwards. I want to stay in my home.
I'm just asking where my text is. That's all I'm asking, you know?
You were in Greenville.
I was. You're right. I did get home Saturday night.
Otherwise, see that? Missed opportunity with Ray.
It's all right. I didn't get back till like 7:30. You were at the game at that point.
All right.
All right, next one for you. Troy Aikman was asked about Mike Tomlin getting into TV, and then the guy who right now is advising the Dolphins on who to hire had this take about working in the NFL.
We're seeing that from coaches. We've seen it from officials that have left the field to go into television, and it's a tough job right now. I've often said I'm not sure why anyone would want to go into coaching. People still are.
Hey, you want to come coach for the Dolphins? Except I think you're crazy for wanting to coach at all.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Good job, Troy. I mean, you have to have a real passion to do it. I say this all the time, like for the fans that are like, that Seth Joyner should be a coach. Brian Dawkins. You need to start lower level than being a defensive coordinator. And to do that, you're not making a ton of money. You're working a ton of hours. For players that made a lot of money, they don't want to go through the grind unless you have real passion about it. And you'll know early on if you do. And I can't tell you how many ex-athletes I've talked about that have been like, yeah, I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to do that. I want my life back.
And then now you just start a podcast. You give some insight, get a guest on, and you could probably make even more money with less aggravation, less work.
For sure. Yeah, like Jason Kelsey. I mean, God, Jason Kelsey has the biggest podcast in America, right? So when guys like Brandon Graham retire, and he's doing stuff at PHLY now, but like they don't need to... Like, they just do whatever they do, and then they have this business, and they have this, and they have this, they have that. Listen, if you're smart, if you have good management, make a great living after you're done playing without having to do that.
You know who the big name now is? Everybody wants to get in coaching. And he's got a podcast.
Who?
Nick Foles.
Yeah, he's not going to want to do that.
Heck no.
Let's make some noise. Come on.
Yeah.
The podcast is pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a couple times now we mentioned it.
Podcast is good. I watched it 2 episodes last week. I'm yet to watch Kelsey's podcast.
You've never watched it?
Not one time.
Me neither.
Are we missing anything?
No, the money that a lot of people like it. I'm not trying to say that.
I'm sure.
But the money that coaches make these days, if you have passion about it, you can make a lot of money. But the Romos and the Aikmans and all the guys that now get into broadcasting are making a ton of money. You can just be on ESPN and be one of the talking heads. Reality is that we think that these players make so much money they don't need to work. They need to work because they've been spending the money like they're making that kind of money. So now to go to ESPN, even if you're making $500,000 a year, that's a nice amount of money to be making a year for being put through the car wash up at ESPN.
And let's not lose sight of the fact that probably divorced too. Just saying.
Couple bad investments. You're buying houses and cars. You don't have all that. If you're making a ton of money, you're making a ton of money. But that's not everybody. I don't know. All right, Ray.
All right, last one for you. This is something that was on the news at noon for Friday that got bumped by the Bichette News that I just wanted to bring back because it's something we've talked about a few times on the news at noon. Mike Tirico talking about the Michael Jordan interviews. There is not another interview scheduled. The man got millions of dollars from NBC, did 1 2-hour sit down, has nothing left. Here's Tirico talking about it on SI Media.
His longevity and connection with the NBA and NBC made it possible. So, what was it? Was it what everyone wanted? Probably not. Was it better than not hearing from Michael Jordan? You're damn right it was. And, if we get another shot at it, will I be more than excited to be a part of it? You betcha. And, so in our world right now, all you want to do is make the final answer before you know everything, right? And I love that Michael trusted us enough to sit and do something that he hasn't done in a long, long, long time to talk about where the game is right now.
Oh, stop. I'm with Ray. They want to sit down and do a 2-hour interview. That's great. That's awesome.
Say it.
Yeah, but this is the entire season is going to be, and another conversation with Michael Jordan, another conversation with Michael Jordan. I so don't care.
Yeah.
Except there's not another one scheduled.
I know.
They shook him down for 2 hours.
It was an NBC partnership that was discussed along the lines of this is Michael Jordan joining the broadcast. That's the way they made it feel.
Yep.
This is the ultimate bait and switch. Sorry, Tirico.
Right, because we always said, all right, so what exactly are we talking about? Is he going to be doing studio stuff before the games? Because that's what you want. You want his real, here's what's coming, here's the game today, or here's what happened at halftime. Even if it's a couple of times, it's Michael Jordan.
It's Michael Jordan. And you're not going to say no to getting that one-on-one, but the way that they advertised it
is nothing.
No. It was wrong on NBC to do that.
That's the news at noon. Yeah, because, we're Jordan people. We grew up with Jordan, whatever. Doesn't mean that it isn't really annoying. And he doesn't have to he's busy. He's got other stuff that he does. He's like a big-time fisherman, owns a fishing franchise or something.
He was just in court battling NASCAR.
Yeah, he sued NASCAR. Someone sent me, he was in Cape May. This is a while ago now, but there was some fishing tournament.
Yeah, he's got the boat.
And he's in this fishing tournament. It's
every
wow,
year.
That's awesome.
AC too.
AC, yeah. It's an AC, and it's by the Golden Nugget. That's where.
Because they have that marina right there.
Correct.
Yeah, I love that. I love that he's doing all this other stuff. But this is not about Michael Jordan. It's about NBC.
Correct.
Dude, you did 1 2-hour interview with him that you've now cut up. Imagine who's a big guest that we could get on the show. Right, Nick Foles comes on.
Yeah.
So we say
Barkley.
So for the next
AJ
9
Brown.
months, we say Nick Foles we put him on for 3 minutes every show. That's a sense from one interview.
Oh yeah, because we wouldn't have survived without that Michael Jordan story about him taking the free throws and feeling pressure in front of those kids. Oh God,
You know what it's
riveting
done?
stuff.
You know what it did? Because it was a bait and switch at the beginning of the year when it's Peacock had the NBC's back with the NBA, and Peacock's now going to be having games during the week. It brought attention to it because you said Michael Jordan's going to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah.
When it's total baloney.
And I get it. For the common guy, Michael Jordan talking, you're going to try and tune in for that. Tirico's doing such a tremendous job with it anyways, and they've done a good job, NBC.
It's a great broadcast.
It's a great product.
Yeah, it is.
The product could have sold itself here. It's the NBA. Plus, in November, I get it. You're not getting ratings like you should with the NBA. But
you know what, right? The NBA doesn't sell itself right now. It does sell itself, and that's why the ratings are what they are. We talked about it with the caller who said they don't play defense. It's just everybody knows you wait till the playoff time, at least unless you're in a city that doesn't have pro football or you don't have a big college program, then that's really your only focus. So you're going to focus on that. But the NFL, and to your point, the NFL, and I thought Romo was actually decent. What game did he have? The Bronco game?
Correct.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. But I don't know why anybody would pay these broadcasters $30 million a year. I think Brady's good, right? I'm watching whether Brady's the broadcaster or Romo's the broadcaster or whatever. I enjoy the experience with Aikman and Buck and those guys. But why would you pay these guys so much more money when people are going to tune in anyway?
Yeah.
It's not like that with the NBA.
No, and part of it would be Brady's doing other stuff for Fox. He's doing studio hits. They're building him up, and I'm sure
he's big with the advertisers. He's doing dinners and things like that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Romo's doing that. Romo's a big video game player, from what I heard.
I bet he is.
Yeah, he plays video games a lot.
That's probably where he's getting all of his football knowledge nowadays. He's just popping in Madden.
Wait, people were getting on him because he called Josh Allen Mahomes at the end of the game, and it's like, all right. It's you say I do it all the time. There's a video out there right now There's a video out there right now on Instagram from today's show. I called Justin Crawford JP Crawford. And by the way, it's not gonna be the first time I do it.
No, definitely not. And that happens. Tony remember Bruno used to do it all the time, and then it would carry over into my brain, and I'm like,
Stephen A. Smith called Christian Kirk Charlie Kirk on the broadcast last week, and people were killing him, and it's like
I missed that.
He made a mistake. Leave him alone. He said I know it looks really bad. Don't get me wrong.
Wow.
But it's all right. He said the wrong name.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. He wasn't talking about politics.
No.
Whatever.
Was it Tirico? We're talking about praising him and Collinsworth last night. One of them said, "This is for the Super Bowl." It's like, wait a minute, it's a divisional game.
Collinsworth said it.
Wait, what? This is for the Super Bowl.
I was shoveling, watching on like my phone while I shoveled. I was listening and watching. And then for the overtime, I actually switched over to Harlan and the Westwood One call.
Nice.
So I listened to that, but I was watching at that point, listening, watching to college, because it was like, hang on, not only is there still a game, they got to go to Seattle.
For the Super Bowl.
The winner's going to go to the Seattle. You're not winning this game and going to the Super Bowl. I think what he was saying was that like it was Chicago.
Yeah.
He was saying it about the Caleb Williams. No, going for it on fourth down.
Correct.
On fourth down.
Yeah. Who was on with Harlan? Was it Kurt Warner?
Oh, who was
Tucker, right?
It was Ross Tucker. Yeah, it was Ross Tucker.
Oh,
Yep.
really? Nice.
Yep. Yeah, it was Ross Tucker.
Harlan's the best.
Harlan had
Incredible.
Harlan had a really good call, the Caleb Williams touchdown. Tirico's was better. And and Harlan's was really good. Tirico's call with Collinsworth. They came back from commercial and Collinsworth was still like shook. I can't believe what I just saw. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Iceman.
Unbelievable. All right, Nick Sirianni's future. What does it look like? How much power will he have, and how patient will the Eagles be? David in Drexel Hill is going to make the case the Eagles would have beaten everybody in the NFC over the weekend. Your phone calls as well, 610-632-0975. Is Nick Sirianni truly on the hot seat? That's next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
What went wrong? I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update brought to you by Barberas on the Boulevard. New year, new car, Cherokees and more Cherokees. $199 down, $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess. The Phillies had a tough go of it on Friday. Lose down on Bo Bichette to the Mets. 3 years, $126 million. Bichette signing with New York. Then JT comes back as they pivoted. The catcher returns on a 3-year, $45 million contract. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered. Talk about the Phillies. Expected to land Bichette.
I thought other teams thought the Phillies had positioned themselves as the clear favorite to sign Bo. I think they were. I think they thought they were. Just a whole sequence of events. And it's all a big never mind now.
Elsewhere in the sports world over the weekend, the NFL playoffs continued without the Birds. The NFC Championship game is set. Rams at Seahawks. AFC Championship game, Patriots at Broncos. The Bills lost to that Broncos team and then fired Sean McDermott earlier today. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to that game here on The Fanatic. You can also listen to the National Championship game tonight on The Fanatic between Indiana and Miami following the Sixers game. This update is brought to you by MSHA. The Mine Safety Health Administration reminds you that mining accidents and injuries are preventable. Stay alert and focused, and it can keep you safe. Take time, save lives. Visit msha.gov. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers, the best birds talk in town. 97.5, The Fanatic.
Middays with Mark, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn, Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo coming up here at 2 o'clock. They have Joe Santoliquito coming on the program, who broke the news over the weekend. A.J. Brown requested trades multiple times during the season.
Multiple times.
How about that?
How about that? I want to point out that he's playing this song, Many Men. Nice work by you, Ray. This is a nice little segue into what you're about to get into.
Really?
Yes, because I believe this was the theme song. Correct?
Sirianni plays this song in his head every time someone talks about him getting fired. Every single time. This man hears it. He's just got it bumping in his head. I think he might just go on repeat.
He's been in his bag, Johnny Marks, for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Something got through.
All right, so Jeff McClain comes out, and this is on his podcast, right? Do you have sound, Ray? Are we going to play sound? All right, this is Jeff McClain on his Uncovering the Birds podcast. Listen.
The way this is set up, the power dynamics do make him essentially kind of powerless. He's got no say. He doesn't have final say over the 90 roster, which most GMs have. He doesn't have final say over the 53, which a lot of head coaches do actually have. And that's basically when you get down to the nuts and bolts of deciding the 53, the last 10 or so players, you leave to the head coach because the coach wants to make those decisions about, the final roster guys. It essentially doesn't really have the control over the game day 45 or 46, whatever it is now. I mean, Howie's kind of also deciding that as well. And then, beyond that, right, it's like he doesn't have a defended scheme. He no longer calls plays.
Yeah, and yeah. Yep, and yep. And he is totally signed up for that and good with that. And he's going to play the role, and he's going to do his best. He's going to cheerlead and rah, and he's going to build the culture. And as long as they win, he'll be fine. And if he doesn't, he won't be. If they don't win, they will get rid of him. They will get rid of him. This isn't a Sean McVay. You have a down season or two, and then you're like, all right, what are we doing here? We best him. No, this is not that. This is hey, we'll hire somebody else, and it's not going to change. In fact, maybe it gets better. Here is McClain on the hot seat.
It took forever for Howie and Nick to have that end of season press conference. Again, as it became increasingly clear, and I've since understood, is like, and we probably knew at the time, like Nick's future was in doubt.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey was certainly considering moving on at that point. So there's history here. Like and Jeffrey has become increasingly impatient when it comes to his head coaches. And in fact, when they got to with 2-2 to start the season, and there was that bye there, as I've since now understood and reported, Nick Sirianni's job was in peril.
So 2020, talking about 2023, where I don't know how long it took.
Forever.
But it was because he could have gotten fired. His job was not secure until it was secure. There was talk with Belichick. They were seriously considering Belichick. They were looking at other options. Ultimately, I think Nick sold himself. This is why you should keep me. I mentioned it earlier. Doug was like, well, here's my plan. Sirianni's like, what do you need? What can we do? Of course we can do this. Of course we can do that. And then heading into the season, it was very much if they start out slow, he could get whacked. Well, they were 2-2 headed into the bye week, and Jeff McClain's reporting what we were all talking about at the time, which was Sirianni better turn this around and quick because they can go to Belichick in the middle of a season if they wanted to.
Yeah, that was the game against Tampa Bay. They looked bad, and no surprise, they ended up losing that game, and then the bye week, and then the next time that they lost was because Jalen Hurts got hurt down in D.C. Other than that, they put it together, and he deserves all the credit in the world. But, yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with you that this isn't a surprise. Like we understand how Jeffrey Lurie operates, and look, Jeffrey doesn't want to fire, or Mr. Lurie, as Nick Sirianni called him during the press conference. He doesn't want to fire him. He does not want to do that. He doesn't want to find a new head coach year after year. It doesn't look good. But this is about winning, and when you put a roster together like that they had this year offensively, and you're hearing all these things like, Nick, what do? You're not drafting. You're not picking the coaches. Okay, he builds culture. Great. But you got to win.
Yeah.
You got to win. A lot of high schools around here I could get the same kind of thing.
Core values.
Right. I mean, Jeffrey Lurie's not stupid.
No, he's definitely not.
Howie Roseman's not stupid. They see the same things that we do, which is, okay, it's not about what he does. It's about, does he give you an edge? And is what he do, is that replaceable? It clearly is.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're winning. So when you lose in the first round of the playoffs and the season was kind of a disaster, all right, Now we got to bring in somebody from the outside. Now you really have no control of the offense. You might as well be a defensive coach. Ray, he's a defensive coach. That's what he is.
No.
Not an offensive coach. Let's stop
He's a vibes coach.
He is a vibes coach.
That's
He
it.
is.
Chief vibes officer.
Yeah, don't muddy up Vic Fangio as part of the
CVO.
the team.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm not trying to do that. But anyway, stop thinking of him as an offensive coach. He's not, and he's never going to be. Right? That's over. And his days are limited because of that. Unless you win, then you're asking what exactly do you do? So my question is, knowing all of this, and I don't think he was at risk of getting fired this year at all. He's coming off a Super Bowl win. And they made the playoffs, and there was a lot of injuries, and the quarterback wasn't particularly good, but he also hired his offense coordinator that didn't do anything, so that's on him. Eagles also allowed that. Is 2026 a hot seat year? Starting the season, how hot is the seat?
I think it's pretty warm.
Burning hot?
Okay, for example, they brought up the 2023 season, last year with the bye week. I think if it starts out like that, he could very well get the axe.
So what does he need to do? And I know the details matter, Ray, but what does he need to do? Like, if they have another playoff berth, first-round loss, is it a possibility? Again, I know the details. I think that there's a certain warmth to his seat. I don't think he's outside of a disaster. If it's 2023 where the season completely fell apart and he was fighting with the quarterback, yeah, he gets whacked. But if it's a season like this season, I don't think he loses his job.
Well, what would lead to a season like this season? Because if you have another championship caliber defense that's matched with an offense that can't get anything going, naturally we're gonna start asking, is his hand still operating in that offense?
If the quarterback.
All right, well, if they can absolutely tell you it's on the quarterback, then all right, yeah, they'll start worrying about moving on from the quarterback.
But it's ultimately what Jeffrey Lurie and Howie think.
Right.
What do you think they think of Jalen Hurts? You think they think that it's like, it was all the offensive coordinator, he's fine, or are they saying?
I mean, I think he's got a little bit more of a vote of confidence in the organization right now than the coach, considering the coach is. I mean, McClain went on for 40 seconds about everything that Sirianni doesn't do. Correct. What wasn't in there was what he does do. Like, Howie Roseman gave you a very specific list of things that Nick Sirianni's elite at. And it was pretty much like he's very elite at making sure everybody holds hands and tells each other they love each other by the end of the day. Like, that's what he said. Very elite, and he's not scheme deficient, all that stuff. He made it very clear there are these things that are the reason why he's still here. But everything else that you associate with being a football coach, we're not having him do.
Well, the only thing I need you to do is take the headset off his head. Make him like Joe Paterno with no headset on the sideline. Because if he's not doing anything, and I know he does reviews and he's being told what to do with the booth or whatever, he manages the game well. I'm going a little bit overboard, but hasn't the organization already told you what they think of him? He's not calling plays. It wasn't even an option to try to fix the offense. What everybody that knows inside the organization is telling you is that, well, he's not picking the players. He's not calling plays. He's
choosing the wrong offensive coordinators.
He's killing the season with hiring the wrong coach. They're telling you everything they need to know. He's keeping his job, but he's keeping his job primarily because they won the Super Bowl the previous year.
Oh yeah, the resume is everything, and people could laugh at that, going, "Well, isn't that all that matters?" Because I said that on Saturday night when I was talking about Sirianni. I'm like, all he really has is a resume, and it does sound dumb to say that, but it
matters for a year. Doug Peterson mattered for a year. They fired him.
Well, that's what I was going to follow up with you, and I'm going to say I'll give you the example. If they go 2-4 in the first 6 weeks, I think he's canned. That's how hot his seat is for me. If I'm Jeffrey Lurie, and I think a lot has to do with who they bring in as far as the OC.
Yeah, it's not his offense. You can't even blame him for the offense anymore. Like, literally, as a fan.
So this new offensive coordinator is coming in, automatically you're the one to be blamed for everything.
As a fan, the Eagles are telling you he's not responsible for the offense. Ultimately, the head coach is, but he's not the offensive coach. So it looks like it's going to lean towards the personnel and then the play calling and the scheme before it's going to go to Nick Sirianni. Wow. The Eagles might fire him anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's kind of what they're telling you is he's got nothing to do with the offense.
Is the OC going to make more money than Sirianni? He better.
No, but he's making like $15 a year.
What? That's what he's
right?
Wow.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even I didn't know the contract.
Which also, going back to this, remember, he was due for the extension last offseason. Did we ever get a figure on that? Was it also a short-term extension?
I had heard 15 a year, but Google it, see if it's out there. Because the thing with the coach, they don't have to release any of that information. You don't know how much coaches are making.
Yeah, I didn't.
It doesn't go towards a salary cap or anything. So, like, a reporter needs to know it. It's not going to be reported easily in the media.
Harbaugh's about to make 100 with
Holy cow,
with the Giants.
Man. You're not kidding. All right, phone calls on that 610-632-0975. David in Drexel Hill, you'll lead us off on the other side. Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic's Andrew Dick.
make the case. Have you previewed the case, Ray? Do you know the case he's going to make?
Nate's the one that was on the case.
All right. Eagles would have beaten the rest of these NFC teams over the weekend. David in Drexel Hill. David, good morning. How are you? Or good afternoon.
How y'all doing? Hey, y'all made this ride easy to get to the naval base. Hey, listen, think about this. Yesterday's games, right? These supposed to be good teams, right? The only team that scored over 20 points, because all we heard was the Eagles can't win. If they only can score 20, the only team scored over 20 points is one team yesterday. And if the Eagles scored another 7 or 10 points a game, they'd be in the top 2-3 teams offensively.
Going by your logic, if we're going to use the San Francisco game as kind of a template, what would the final score have been against the Seahawks? They lose 80-7 or something like that? You know what I mean?
No, think about this. What's the highest points the Eagles put up this year? Any 38?
I don't know.
Okay.
So they could easily score 30 points, 35 points. And if the defense was like y'all keep giving them credit, well, I think the defense stinks sometimes. But if we went by y'all scenario where the defense is all high powered,
you know what I saw?
They should be able to hold them down a little bit.
David, you know what I saw, man, and it's always good to talk to you, man. You know what I saw? Chicago, the Rams, the Seahawks are just really good. Even the 49ers. I saw teams that were fighting to win games. And the Eagles, they've lost games like that all season long, where the other team just had more fight. And like Chicago, they lost the game. Damn it, they did everything they could not to lose that game. The Rams, they should have lost that game probably.
Yep.
But they ended up finding a way to win the game. And I'm just watching these teams that are like fight. The Eagles didn't have that fight this year.
No, they didn't. And some of the things that plagued some of these teams throughout the course of the season have come back over these, since the playoffs have begun. And I'll just give you the example as far as the Rams are concerned. They could not put teams away this year. And then here was the Chicago Bears, same thing, about to take that game right from them. I thought the Rams were going to win that game. I thought they were going to cover the number. And they just could not, put the Bears away. They were, 5.5, 4.5 point favorites, I want to say, in that game.
Yep.
And you look about the Texans, of course, C.J. Stroud and his interceptions, and he continues to turn the football over in the playoffs. That carried over. Seattle was a dominant defense.
Yeah.
The one that was kind of the question mark, I expected a little bit lower scoring game, was the Denver and Buffalo game because you had two really good defenses against the run. But, man, both of those defenses didn't make the trip.
Yeah, well, and you have your top.
Oh, yeah.
Top how many plays?
Top 4.
Top 4 plays.
Give me 4.
That's coming up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we have that coming up. Ray, do we have some reaction on a conversation with Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, we did. Tommy from Philly checking in here. If the Eagles did fire Sirianni, would he be a candidate for any of the open head coach jobs? 2, if no, in your opinion, would he ever be hired as an NFL coach again? If the answer is no, it's time to move on. I understand he's not going anywhere, but in my opinion, to answer the question, he is a CEO head coach. He's a bobblehead, a head coach that needs elite talent and coordinators to win in this league. My humble opinion is he's not an NFL head coach. He got lucky and won a lot of games with talent. Now he's protected by a winning record that I believe he gets more credit for than he deserves.
So Doug got another shot. And good start. He got the Jags to the playoffs, but ultimately flamed out. And I think he's done. I don't even know if he wants to be a coordinator or anything like that. So Ray, you can attest to this. Every insider or reporter that came on here and I asked them, and they said, "Oh yeah, no, there'd be teams. Of course, they'd be interested in Nick Sirianni." After the interview, I said, "I totally disagree." Now, I think he could get another job. I'm not telling you he wouldn't get another job. But of the right now, let's just say Nick Sirianni got fired. Who's hiring him?
I would just yes, you're asking for examples. That resume, it would look good to some fan bases out there.
Okay, but to teams, not to fan bases. Sure, bad organizations could hire him.
Bad organization, I think, would be like, ooh, we can have a guy that's won, and you could start throwing those stats out there because if he's, we know the history and behind his record. Of course, Super Bowl champion, been to 2 Super Bowls. I was one of these guys that said, no, he would never get another gig if they'd fire him. But I could see a bad organization saying, you know what? That would be a pretty flash hire for our fan base to buy into.
Yeah, he could. I still think he gets a job, but where, in Arizona? And then he's gone in 2 years?
Tennessee.
Who hires him? Tennessee, I'd be shocked. They have a young quarterback. Everybody they're looking at is like an offensive coordinator or a guy that's considered like mean, maybe I'm too close to the situation, Sean.
I
don't know.
I've switched. I've flip-flopped on this conversation. Absolutely, because I was hell-bent on no way. You'd sit him down at the table. Him and hum. He's not good on a microphone, and I have no idea what he told Jeffrey Lurie at the original meeting. But I'm trying not to be
in my notes.
I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but we've had a few years of this, so we know what we're talking about. I think that there would be an organization that would say, you know what, let's roll with this.
All right, Ray, you own the Bills. Your last name's Pagula.
Oh, awesome.
Loaded.
You just fired Sean McDermott. You hiring Nick Sirianni?
No.
Stephen Ross in Miami for the Dolphins.
I consider it.
Okay.
I mean,
it's Miami. It's kind of a weird
right. I mean,
market.
I just had a very odd character as the head coach. I feel like I could go odd again. To me, it's the investment. Like, I feel like you have to realize, okay, we're going to significantly invest in coordinators as well here. We're bringing this guy in as a culture setter.
You need talent. He's not coming down here and
right.
Well, even Tomlin can go. Tomlin and Harbaugh, I believe, can go to a new organization and be the organization.
Mm-hmm.
If Arizona hired Tomlin, I think Tomlin would get them in the right spot. Nick Sirianni's not doing that. Nick Sirianni's coming in to coach the team. Above that, there's no reason to believe he can do anything else.
Right.
Miami actually is an interesting spot. He's not going like Pittsburgh wouldn't be interested. Baltimore wouldn't be interested, right?
Well, it depends if those organizations think they're so well set up structure-wise that they could plug and play him.
I don't think so. Steelers have had 3 coaches in 70 years.
Yeah.
They're going to hire Nick Sirianni.
No.
Well, I mean, listen, he would be quite the time for Pittsburgh going from Tomlin to Sirianni.
But I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. It'd be
he'd be tremendous content anywhere else, for sure.
I don't know. It's weird. The Dolphins actually do make a little bit of sense.
And like you've said with the Cardinals, but they wouldn't go with him because they just did the Gannon experience. They'd be like, all right, now we're just buying the full version. Like, we went with the, we went with the light one. It was your 30-day dash pass. Now they're paying for the real thing.
Correct.
Now they got dash pass forever.
Well, and Nick wouldn't want to bring back Gannon because he's mad at him. Right?
Oh,
so he
yeah.
wouldn't bring him back to be, not that they would bring back a beat defensive coordinator, but still, he would be mad at him.
It'd be interesting to watch him build a staff from scratch. Not that it would ever happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it may someday, but not this year. Obviously.
He's got to be careful who they bring in as the OC because that could be the
everybody wants him gone.
The coach in waiting here.
That's what we talked about with Kellen Moore, though. Kellen Moore was here. It's like, if he does well as the offensive coordinator.
To take over for Nick?
That was a lot of people had that thought. We still get texts all the time. They should have fired Nick Sirianni and promoted Kellen Moore. They shouldn't have. I'm just telling you, there's that thought process out there.
No, the Eagles should have fired Ray Rhodes to keep John Gruden, which they didn't do. There's instances where that's true. Kellen Moore's not that guy. Kellen Moore, I'm happy he was in New Orleans, and I'll root for him down there, and I hope he does well. He didn't have a bad first season. He was fine.
He's got a quarterback.
He does, man. No, they have some good things going on down there, but he's not a guy that you worry about losing. He goes and you're happy. He's now an extension of your organization getting that job. That's it. No more. All right, coming up. Sean Brace's top 4 plays of the divisional round. What did Tim McManus also say about Jalen Hurts' role in the offensive coordinator search? I love this cut, and I love this opinion. And I love what the Eagles are doing here. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Off-season over. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies had quite a day Friday, losing out on Bo Bichette as he signed with the Mets a 3-year, $126 million contract. They then quickly pivoted and brought back catcher JT Realmuto on a 3-year, $45 million contract. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered after all that on Friday and said that this offseason may be disappointing and may just be over in terms of splashes.
I don't think there's a big splash coming. I think the word for this winter that I would use is disappointing, but they're in a funny spot where they're way over budget and they think they're better than Philadelphia thinks they are.
Speaking of disappointing, the Eagles not still being a part of the NFL playoffs, pretty disappointing. They continued over the weekend with the divisional round. The Rams and the Seahawks, now your NFC Championship matchup. The AFC Championship matchup in the Patriots and the Broncos. The Broncos beat the Bills, and the Bills today decided to fire head coach Sean McDermott. 76ers back in action tonight against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to that game right here on The Fanatic. And after that on The Fanatic, listen to the National Championship between Indiana and Miami. Again, right here on 97.5. This update's brought to you by IHOP. IHOP's value menu is here. Enjoy breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, French toast with sausage, or a cheesy omelet with pancakes, all for just $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, the best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
along with Sean Brace.
Yeah.
So going forward, actually, I don't know. I don't know if so going forward on the show, Sean is going to be doing 3 days a week.
That's right.
Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, I love that.
And then you're going to be weekends and so Saturdays and then when needed.
Yeah.
So maybe 1 week if one of the other shows has somebody off, you may do a day on that week or whatever. But Sean will do Monday, Thursday, Friday on the show and then a Saturday show and then the sort of chips as needed.
Yes.
And then on Tuesdays, it's going to be Reggae Tuesday.
Oh, I like that.
A lot of Bob Marley.
I'm a huge reggae fan.
Right. With Ray on Tuesday. So it'll be me, Ray, and then we're gonna
Yeah, I'm thrilled too. Sean Brace. Yeah.
No, well, it'd be Ray Gay. I'm not saying you're gay. I'm
You
saying
just said
Ray...
with Ray Gay.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's a theme reggae.
Yeah.
We won't play reggae every week, but you're like Ray.
Dude, I'll bring a steel drum in if you need me to play in the background.
I
Let
would
me know.
love that. I'd love that. So that's on Tuesday. So tomorrow it'll be me, Ray, and is it Caputo tomorrow?
Caputo's with us
tomorrow. So Caputo's going to do it.
She's a rising star.
Love her.
LSU too.
LSU. Yeah, she's great. She's doing a really good job. And then our associate producer and our YouTube producer Brandon Dutz and Nate Tennyson, they're going to kind of alternate. So they're going to produce as well, and then Caputo's going to be a part of it, maybe a Nick Earnshaw or somebody like that. So we'll have rotating producers, and it'll be a Reggae Tuesday.
Nice.
There you go.
Nate said like 2 words to me the whole 2 months that I've been here, 3 months I've been here.
Right.
Quiet guy.
He runs marathons.
He looks like a marathon runner.
And he's a hockey guy. And he's a Catholic kid from Northeast
He
Philly.
looks like a hockey guy too as well. Great head of hair.
Good
Great
hair.
head of hair.
Good coif. He's got a good Catholic coif.
Dutz is back there doing his thing. He's trying to make me a believer in the Broncos, but you know.
Yep.
Oh, great cast, Johnny Marks. Great show. Let's go.
Yep. All right, so you ready for tomorrow, the first Reggae Tuesday?
I'm ready.
Pick up.
All right, by the way, the 12 o'clock hour of the program is always brought to you by Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing, 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com, as we pivot to Sean Brace's top 4 plays of the divisional round. Sean.
Let's go. NFL divisional round where the favorites, Johnny Marks, went 3-1. And oh, by the way, so did the overs. How about that, sports fans? Now, for all you dome lovers, what's the matter with you? Including here in Philadelphia. Snow in both games yesterday. That's football weather. That's what we want. Let's head to Foxborough for the Patriots and Texans. Play number 4 here. And what a sloppy game by both offenses. More so C.J. Stroud and the Texans than the Pats. Stroud, 4 interceptions, all in the first half, including a pick 6. Let's fast forward to the fourth quarter. Drake May put the game away in the fourth with a beauty of a pass, but an even better one-handed grab by Kayshon Boutte.
And now a 3rd down and 5 for the Pats from the Houston 33. One split to the right, that's Kayshon Boutte. Stevenson steps up over the right guard. Here comes a 4-man rush. May stands in, throws a long ball deep down the right side for Kayshon Boutte. Reaches out with the right hand, pulls it in! Touchdown! Patriots! A diving grab by Boutte!
Yeah, great grab.
Great catch.
Possibly the best catch of the weekend. C.J. Stroud, first player with 5+ interceptions and 5+ fumbles in a single postseason. That's not going to get the job done. Drake May, though, I want to shine the light on him. 3 fumbles, only lost 1 of them.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. This is the playoffs. Hang on to the ball.
Yeah, you were fortunate Stroud turned the ball over as much as they did. From that rookie season with Stroud. Now, they made the playoffs this year. They did win a lot of games. He's not the same player you thought he was. It just goes to show you. The NFL adjusts. Now, is Jaden Daniels going to be the next example of that? Like the NFL adjusted. He couldn't stay healthy. You saw what happened last year. Happens.
Hopefully that is the case. We'll see. All right, number 3. Let's head to Saturday. Let's head to Denver. Pick it up with the game between the Broncos and the Bills. Tied at 30 each. Might have heard about this play, I think, a time or two. Game of the weekend for most. Overtime and Bills with the ball. And on 3rd and 11 from the Bills' 36-yard line, Josh Allen heaves a ball downfield in the direction of Brandon Cooks. Did he catch it? Was it not a catch? Was it an interception? I don't know. Let's hear how it sounded.
Blitz on the way. Allen in the pocket. Loads it up. Deep ball down the field. The ball is intercepted. Jaquan McMillan. Oh, my goodness. The Bill sideline thought that Brandon Cooks had it. Jaquan took it away from him. Both players went airborne.
What a play. The difference in the game, of course, if Josh Allen completes that pass there, Bills are most likely going to kick a field goal to win. Broncos, however, go the other way and win on a field goal. But the news from the game, starting quarterback Bo Nix is out for the rest of the season. Yep. Jarrett Stidham come on down. Patriots, 5.5-point favorites in Denver. It's the early game on Sunday.
Stidham, who got a start with the Patriots before going to the Raiders.
How about that?
And then going to Denver. So, it's a different administration. I'm sure there were some players that were around back then. But, I mean, as Nick Foles points out in the tweet, the Patriots in big games against backup quarterbacks lifetime, I can remember one game that they lost.
Let's make some noise. Come on.
Maybe that's the case again. I am not. I listened to some of the Sports Hub this morning, our sister station in Boston, and they weren't saying it with confidence. They were saying it with reality, which is every fan should now have the assumption that their team's going to the Super Bowl. There's no way that you should lose to a backup quarterback.
True.
And guess what? They got to play the game. And we've seen too many times when watching sports and when watching football that games like that, you lose if you go in there with that kind of attitude.
I believe Sean Payton's first quarterback on his roster was Stidham, too, when he got the Denver Broncos gig. So this is his guy.
Great defense. What's cooked up offensively to control the ball, don't give it up, run the ball, short passes. The defense takes over. Drake May made a lot of mistakes.
Oh, yeah. And, by the way, officials, home cooking in your back. I kid.
But
you never know.
The interception, when you look at the one angle that we were looking at, it looks like an interception.
Yeah.
The pass interference call was
what?
I mean, terrible.
You didn't think it was pass interference?
No.
I thought he got there early. I thought he mugged him.
Ray? Or were you in transit?
I was in transit.
I don't want him to throw it or I don't want to see the flag. But he got there.
You thought it was pass interference.
He got there early. He affected the play.
Yeah, but the receiver's in no position to make the catch. I don't know.
He came back for it. Yeah. I wish they would swallow the flags in those spots, but then you have anarchy too as well.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, let's go. To the NFC we go. The Seahawks made a statement for some. Others, like myself, and John Marks, never gave the 49ers a shot to beat the Seahawks at their house. And a final score told you all you needed to know. What was surprising is the game was literally over on the opening kickoff.
We're off and running, end over end. Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cuts straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Try to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
Holy catfish! Shaheed to the house.
What? Was it a 4th-round draft pick they gave up for?
Well worth it.
Something like that? Jeez, you're not kidding. Wow, you could feel I got goosebumps just from listening to that.
Seattle bulldozed the Niners 41-6. Its reward will be the first trip to the NFC Championship game since 2015, where they will host the LA Rams.
Let me ask you this. Were you rooting for, where were your rooting interests? Is that the last one? Is that 4? You have one more.
I got one more.
I do one more.
All right, one more. Here you go. Number 1 play. It's an easy one for me. The Iceman does it again. Now, the Rams ended up winning the game, but don't let the final score get in the way of the play of the weekend. Caleb Williams with a fadeaway 50-yard heave on 4th and 4 from the 14-yard line.
It's 4th and 4 at the Ram 14. And in the gun is the quarterback, Caleb Williams. Looks into the nickel. Arms outstretched. 4th down and 4. 14 of the Rams. Shotgun snap. Goes back 4. 4-man rush. He's chased. He's flushed. He's all the way back to the 40. He's backpedaling and throws a pass into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! Chicago has caught a touchdown pass with Cole Kmet open in the corner. If you hadn't seen it, you would not believe it.
There's 2. Holy catfish in that.
Kevin Harlan on the call right there.
So good.
Yeah, the if you didn't see the play, he ended up at the 40 from the 14, and it was essentially like a fadeaway jumper, and he threw the ball 50 yards, pretty much on a line. Shows you the arm talent the kid has.
Oh, it's incredible talent. the one replay I saw, the ball almost clipped the overhead camera wire. Think about if that would have happened. You never see that.
God, no, you really punts.
Yeah,
It's the only time you'll see it.
All of a sudden, they're blowing the whistle.
All right, so who were you? Because ultimately, you can go to a game and say, don't really care one way or another. But then the game happens, and you kind of start rooting one way or another.
Yep.
I came in not wanting the Bears to win, and I was rooting for the Bears to win by the fourth quarter.
Same exact here, because I thought the Rams and Seahawks, obviously what we know, 2 times matched up, what we've already seen. I want to see the trilogy, and that's probably the only team that could beat the Seahawks. I didn't think the Bears could, but man, in the fourth quarter, you know what was going through my mind? The Dodgers. I'm like, LA's had enough.
Yeah, true.
Like, no. Let's go, Caleb Williams. Get the job done.
Yeah, but do they even know the Rams play in Los Angeles? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like Chicago. That atmosphere at Soldier last night was unbelievable.
They're freaks.
Between the cold and the snow and the fans, it's been so long since they've really had something.
I mean, they had costumes out the wazoo. You saw Dicka. You saw people dressed up as cows. Like
the 85 defense was there. The 85 Bears were there, which is cool.
I dress up as, but when is Dicka like?
I know.
2050, you're still going to be dressing up as Mike Dicka.
But they just did, the Penn State losers still dress up like in those same thing, the Paterno things. Sorry. Ray, were you watching with a rooting interest?
I found myself rooting for the Rams. Maybe I'm the big bad empire here. I just want to see Stafford and McVay get another shot at it.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like Stafford might be playing his best football of his career, close to it, was playing most of it throughout the season, dropped off a little bit at the end there. To see him get another shot at it was more where I was at. It was almost like, hey, Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, you guys haven't arrived yet. You guys need to be humbled a little bit.
You're at the party, but now, no, you're not going to the NFC Championship game. I agree. It's just that, I wanted to see him win. I guess I'm thinking the whole time, they're going to win this freaking game, aren't they? They're going to win this game. And then when he makes that 4th and 4, it's like, oh, my God, they're going to win this game. The story is, and they're at home, and the fans and everything else. It was a lot of fun. Although I really like McVay. McVay, after the game, blamed himself and said that I almost cost the team the game. And he's right.
How do you not like him?
Man, he's so good.
He really is. And I think that's one of the things that kind of hurts Nick Sirianni in spots like this. It's like, you see that guy?
You see him, and then you see...
It's also hilarious. You read any of these stories, like candidates for a head coach for this team, candidates for offensive coordinator for this team. And it's like 4 guys that have been in the NFL for a long time and have these long, lengthy resumes. And it's like guy that brings Sean McVay coffee.
Staff. Yeah, his staff.
This guy is an offensive guru who's 29 years old, can barely learn how to pay his mortgage every month, but knows everything about offense because he's worked with McVay, and he's going to get some incredible job. So the factory there he's got is incredible.
Just quickly on this one, these 2 teams have already played twice. They split. Rams won the first one in Week 11, 21-19. Seahawks took the Week 16 matchup in Seattle. Remember that one? That was probably the game of the year, 38-37.
Oh, my God, they blew it at the end.
Listen to these numbers. 58, 57 points between the 2 teams. Rams with 58, 57 for the Seahawks. 830 total yards, 829 total yards for the Seahawks. Turnovers, 7 for Seattle, 1 for L.A. in the 2 matchups.
That's the difference. Seattle's 3-point favorite, so a very straight down the middle line. It's certainly not a Seattle line. If that was a 4-point spread or a 5-point spread, but this is a tough game to call. I would lean Rams.
Same.
Just because they blew it last game, and Seattle's been playing really well. They haven't been tested. They smoked the Niners. The Niners didn't have any business being in that game.
Short week. Yeah, they were done. Yeah, I'm with you on the Rams. I think the Rams go in there, know what it takes, and they get the job done.
Right. Yeah. So. I mean, you might be staring down the barrel, and the NFL would love this, of a Sam Darnold, Jared Stidham Super Bowl, Sean.
Ooh.
Your thoughts?
Sign me up.
Better bring the booze.
Yeah.
Dry January will be over at that point.
Well, what's the best matchup? L.A. Definitely L.A. You want L.A.
Patriots.
Yes.
It's got to be over Stidham.
Yeah.
It's got to be Tom Brady. They're already back.
Yep.
Right.
Great organization. The young gun in May.
I can tell you I did have a rooting interest.
I was rooting for New England.
Oh, no.
No?
Absolutely not. Rooting for the Texans.
Really?
That that New England area has to suffer a little bit. I'm sorry. You don't get to go from dynasty to Drake May and Mike Vrabel winning a Super Bowl in year one.
I like Vrabel, though. I like May, too. And I like May, too.
If they had any other logo and they were any other city, any other franchise, I'd be all in on that team.
You know what else? And I hear you with the fans. They don't deserve it. They don't. But you know what else? The fact that their owner, Robert Kraft, more or less fired Bill Belichick and then is pretty much just dissed him since he fired him.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill, you know what, Bill? I think you got like half of that coming to you, bro. I really do. Because they're right back where they were with Bill there. The chance to go to the Super Bowl.
They look good. They look tough. And that's going to be a good AFC Championship game. But going into Denver to find a way to win that game is going to be really hard.
All right, so we have more Sixers tickets to give away. We're going to play Sixer in an envelope. Coming up at 1:30. We'll explain more of that coming
up. This is for the Suns tickets.
Suns tickets tomorrow night. All right, so if you can't go tomorrow night, you can play, but don't accept the tickets. We need to give the tickets to people who can go to the game. All right? But so we have something from McManus on from our show?
Yep.
All right, this is Tim McManus talking about Jalen Hurts' role in the offensive coordinator search.
Well, I thought it was pretty telling that Sirianni said, of course, Hurts is going to have some say, but so is, with A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Lane Johnson. So he, diluted it from that perspective. And I think that's the right approach. I personally don't feel that Jalen Hurts is in a position to have like some serious clout when it comes to the next offensive coordinator. And I also don't feel like that would be the right approach. What I think needs to happen is you need to bring in an offensive coordinator that he respects and he will get pushed by. When we have seen him have high levels of success, those two ingredients have been in place.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to hire a guy that has a negative relationship with Jalen Hurts. If Jalen has a relationship with him already and he reaches out, like he reached out to Peyton Manning, so I don't know who he's talked to. Maybe he's talked to people before. I didn't even need to get the answer. Jalen Hurts, he should know about it before the media knows about it.
Sure.
He should be told before everybody else finds out. He shouldn't have any input. Howie Roseman, he's an employee. Howie Roseman's making decisions. Jeffrey Lurie's making decisions. Nick Sirianni may not be making decisions, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm not telling you that I wouldn't try to include him in the process at least a little bit. He's not unless he's saying to me, this is why you can't hire that guy, I'm totally against it. I would like that. But I'm not, like, looking for him for guidance on who I should hire as an offensive coordinator. No way.
Yeah, I would think on the surface you should involve him a little bit more, but I think knowing what we do know and the way that they've answered these questions, like we know where Jalen Hurts stands. The fact that, he's being discussed, and Nick Foles said it in his podcast, I mentioned there, and he was like, well, I hope next year he can be a little bit more involved in what he wants to see in the offense. And obviously, Foles is speaking from experience on that. He knows what's happening behind the scenes. So that was a little surprising to me. But the organization itself doesn't look at Jalen Hurts as a Peyton Manning-like, a Tom Brady. Yeah, you're not going to hire a new offensive coordinator and not talk to Peyton Manning or not get the input of Tom Brady. Those are two of the greats. But Jalen Hurts, clearly they don't think of him on that level.
Yeah, they're more involved in the process. Yeah, I'm not going to hire a guy that doesn't make sense for Jalen Hurts. And maybe at the end, I'm going to be like, all right, well, like we're interviewing a couple guys. What do you think about him? I would want the information on what he's hearing as a player. Because guys has reputations. Sure. You may get information. And I'm asking, like you said, A.J. Brown. I'm asking, maybe not A.J. Brown, but I'm asking other guys too. So, like, that makes sense. But this isn't it felt like Carson Wentz would have demanded to be a big part of the search because it's his offense and he's the quarterback. I want Jalen to want that, to be assertive like that, but ultimately Howie's got to do what's best for the team and the organization.
Yeah, look, how many times have we heard Jalen say, especially this year, well, that's a question for KP. That's a question for somebody else. Like, we know how the organization operates, and Jalen will be and even in that question and answer, Sirianni did throw him in there, but he, like you said, he brought up everybody else. Yeah, you got to talk to Saquon. I think of it as like a practice field as I'm walking around talking about the game. And it's like, yeah, but this is a little bit different.
Yeah, Shay, check your notes. Yeah, there you go. While you're at it. Ray,
that's in my notes.
1 to 10, how hot is Sirianni's seat?
Ooh. 6.
A 6. Sean? I was thinking 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm definitely higher than a 6.
Good work.
Well, because it's also the expectation. If you think the team's going to struggle like it did this year, then that's a 7. If you're saying Eagles year to year, they always do better that second year in the response year, then we're not even going to have this conversation.
It's the Earnshaw effect here, where he talked about the Giants of the 2010s.
Yep.
I'm giving Nick Earnshaw credit for that one every time because he said that pre-show me, then on the air, and I was like, damn, I wish I thought of that.
San Francisco Giants, it was every other year with them back in the 2010s. They win a World Series, and they would have the letdown. Yep.
2014.
So we should start making our parade plans, is what you're telling me then?
Hey, man, last time they had to get rid of an internal promotion of offensive coordinator.
I'm disrespectful. I know people would tell me that. They'll tweet me that. I don't care. I think it's an 8. I really do.
All right, 8. All right, so if Nick Sirianni's a 6 or a 7 or an 8, what's Jalen Hurts?
Ooh. A little bit easier. A little easier to get rid of the coach, right?
Yeah, sure. You just fire him and eat the money. There's the salary cap implications.
Yeah, I think
5.
I think Jalen has earned his keep a little bit more than Sirianni, so I would go much lower. I'll go 4. 4. Yeah, 4.
You say 4?
Yeah, I was preparing for that one, so good work, Sean.
Nice, thanks.
If Sirianni's a 7, 5.5, 6. By the way, he can play his way out of a job next year. Jalen Hurts. He can. He can play his way out of the Eagles saying this is 100% our guy.
Can I take a cop out here?
Sure.
Can I say, talk to me the first week of May?
What happens then?
NFL draft's over.
Okay, so if AJ's going to be here.
Well, no, not even just if AJ's here. If they start to go, because we've had a couple of insiders that have hinted at the whole, remember their escape plan with Carson involved Jalen?
Yeah. Do they draft a quarterback in the second round?
Well, I think that would make my answer go up from a 4. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that changes everything.
I can tell you that the calculus would change.
Yeah, 3rd or a 4th round pick? No. What's the MVP for 2028? McKee. He final year of a contract. Unless you want to re-sign him to be the backup, he may want to go somewhere else because he thinks he can get a shot to play. But I mean, you need to draft a replacement for the backup. What's his nuts from the Cardinals this year? The backup for the Cardinals this year. Why am I?
Brissett?
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett made $12.5 million this year as a backup. Now, that's a stupid contract.
Yeah.
But Mariota's making around 8. These guys make real money. If you have an in-house young backup that you can count on, that saves you $8, $9, $10 million. So the Eagles should draft somebody. It's a matter of are they drafting it because you're hedging on Jalen Hurts. That's what they did with Wentz.
Right. And that's where you felt it in the second round. Where it's like, woo.
Yep.
Also, just funny timeline for you here. We were joking around about, who would be the winning quarterback they could draft. A couple of friends kicking this one around. Carson Beck, Carson replacing Jalen would be hilarious.
Jalen Carson.
Yes.
Get the Jalen who replaces Carson Beck.
Right. So start looking at your class of 2028 high school quarterbacks.
Correct.
The one that will replace Carson
I would be floored if they drafted a quarterback at any point in time this draft.
Anytime?
Anytime.
Ooh, I'll take action on that.
Yeah, I'll take the 3rd day.
But, yeah, the 3rd day means something a little less.
Over, under, 3rd round.
Over.
If they drafted somebody in the 3rd round, I'd be floored.
So you say 3rd round.
I'm saying over 3rd round.
So you don't think 3rd, 4th round?
4th round. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they draft a quarterback, period.
What? Right. So you think it's 4th round, and you don't think they draft anybody?
No.
I'd be shocked if they didn't draft any. But then again, I've said that before.
I got to go look at where the picks are this year.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten into draft mode yet.
But it's really are we drafting because it's always a good idea to draft quarterbacks, and we potentially need a backup if McKee leaves, or is it a hedge against Jalen Hurts drafting quarterback? I think that's fair to ask. I have enough reason to hedge.
Trinidad Shameless, he'll be playing on Broad Street one way or the other.
Finally, we get him down at the link.
Yeah, Ray's so happy. You think they're hedging
Temple
on him?
made, Temple proud, Trinidad.
Do you think they're hedging on? All right, coming up, 610-632-0975. We have 76ers in the envelope. All right, I have one 76er in an envelope. You will call in, ask a yes or no question. All right, I answer it, and then you guess at who the Sixer in the envelope is. You have to pay attention at home. It'll help you figure out who it is. The winner gets a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's game. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5. The Fanatic. Do I have? I do. All right, let's talk about my hair for a second. Not looking bad today, and it's not looking bad, or it looks great because of Morgenstern Hair Restoration. 3 locations. Wayne, I was at their Wayne office last week. Lancaster. Right here in Bala Cynwyd where we are. So there's 3 parts of the area that if you want to get your hair back, maybe it's a hair transplant like I had. Right now, $500 off hair transplants for new patients. Maybe it's just you want to maintain what you have. You're starting to feel, oh, man, like I'm starting to lose hair. Like I'm telling you, you want to keep your hair, you want to get your hair back. There's only one place you want to go in the area. Morgenstern Hair Restoration, same place that did my hair, same hair team that I've been dealing with for nearly 15 years. New year, new hairline, own it. Experience you can trust, results you can see. They have over 30 years experience, their hair team. Every treatment plan is personalized, natural-looking results that are designed to last. Phone's been ringing over there. I was talking to Dr. Morgenstern, and he was saying, like, yep, like people are calling. They're hearing you talk about them. 610-831-HAIR. You can speak to their hair team. 610-831-HAIR, morgensternhair.com. That's Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Open for a better week. I'm right done with this Fanatic Sports Update. Brutal week in Philadelphia sports last week began with the end of the Eagles season and ended with the Phillies missing out on Bo Bichette, pivoting to get JT Realmuto on a 3-year, $45 million contract. Jason Stark joined Unfiltered on Friday to talk about the Phillies offseason, and the Phillies really thought they were getting Bichette.
I thought other teams thought the Phillies had positioned themselves as the clear favorite to sign Bo. I think they were. I think they thought they were. Just a whole sequence of events. And it's all a big never mind now.
A disappointment there. Disappointment that the Eagles were not in the NFC divisional round this weekend. The games ended up with the Rams and Seahawks being the matchup in the NFC Championship. The AFC Championship beat the Patriots and the Broncos. The Broncos beat the Bills, and the Bills proceeded to fire Sean McDermott earlier today. 76ers back in action tonight against Pacers at 7 o'clock. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. After that, on The Fanatic, listen to the National Championship between Indiana and Miami. This update is brought to you by IHOP. IHOP's value menu is here. Enjoy breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, French toast with sausage, or a cheesy omelet with pancakes, all for just $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird stock in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
you watch that 11-point lead that they blew on Friday night?
Nope. As always, I follow, and the YouTube, we have Sixers tickets to give away in a second.
Okay.
The YouTube highlight reel, like you can, in 10 minutes, you can watch the whole game.
Sure.
So anytime I don't get to watch a full game, I'll go back to that, and I feel like I have a better feel for it. But yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah, you got pretty good game from Embiid, 33, Maxey, 22. Not his best
No, he didn't
showing.
shoot well.
But to have that lead just evaporate the way it did, really frustrating. And come on, Nick, what are you doing?
Tonight, Indiana. Tomorrow, Phoenix Suns. As we have a pair of tickets to the Sixers and Suns for tomorrow's game, Xfinity Mobile Arena. Get single tickets at Sixers.com. Single game tickets at Sixers.com. All right, so start dialing 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. There's a Sixer in an envelope. I'm going to take it out right now. So we have a name. It could be current, may not be current. You ask a yes or no question. So, Sean, let's play along at home. Pretend you're playing.
All right, you know, I play Guess Who with my daughter a lot.
Then you should be good.
Does the Sixer wear a hat? No, I kid. From the 80s. This player play in the 80s?
He did not play in the 80s.
Okay.
So then from there, Sean would give a guess. If he's incorrect, you're gone. And then the next caller.
Does a Sixer player wear glasses? Wearing glasses?
Not during the game. No, he does not during the game. So, and then we go from there. So you have to make sure you're listening at home, or you're listening if you're calling in, so you know all the clues.
Yes.
A lot of times people don't hear it, and then they'll give the same answer that was already given, or something that shouldn't even be considered.
Not an 80s player. Okay.
So far, not an 80s player. 610-632-0975. Wasn't even born in the 80s. How about that clue?
Wow, that's a really good clue right there.
How about that?
Yep.
All right, let's start off with Matt. Matt in Jamison. Is it Jamison or Jameson, Bucks County? I never know, Matt.
I honestly don't know either.
Well, what's your question to win the Sixers tickets?
Did they wear an odd or even number?
So it's a yes or no question. So if you would say, did he wear an odd number?
Was the number even?
Was the number even, Ray?
Yes.
Yes.
Confirmation, yes.
Yes. What's your guess?
Ooh.
You only got about 1,000 Sixers to choose from. 3 seconds.
Michael Carter Williams.
Oh, good guess. Incorrect. Love it. All right.
Wear an odd jersey?
Yeah, you wear an odd number.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now, one would be odd.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
Numbers only work for me in certain sports.
Well, I've got
Football
the
the
Carter
most.
Williams jersey, so.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Bust
go.
that one out
Let's go to Iverson in Lansdale. Iverson, what is your question?
Was this Sixer Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
He was not a six-man award winner.
Is it Larry Hughes?
Larry Hughes. Incorrect. So what I would recommend is, and sometimes you have to be the sacrificial lamb.
Sure.
You got to get position. You got to get, there's a lot of Sixers to choose from. Let's go to Todd. Todd's in Devon. Todd, what's your question?
Did this Sixer win a championship?
Did he win a championship? Not with the Sixers, I can tell you that. I don't believe he did not win a championship, though.
Did not win a championship. Let's go Al Horford.
Al Horford. We talked about it being Al Horford. Almost, Ray.
Almost.
That was the second. We went with two names. That was second.
Can I toss another question in there?
Of course.
All right. Did this player who also suited up for the 76ers play for the Phoenix Suns?
He did not play for the Phoenix Suns.
Wow, okay.
Which would have been with the Suns
I would have thought, yeah. I would have tried to throw the people a little bone there.
All right, 610-632-0975. John in Deptford, what's your question?
Hey, did he play from 92 to 98?
He did not.
I was going to say Clarence Weatherspoon.
Oh, the spoon for two. All right, this is where I start giving out hints.
Okay.
All right, this Sixer played 2019-2020 season.
Ooh.
610-632-0975. Tom in Lansdale. Tom, what's your question?
Oh, man. Was a position established yet?
No.
Was he a forward?
On Wikipedia, it has his a shooting guard or a small forward. 3 seconds. And you're out of time. 610-632-0975. Sean looks like he's sniffing around on a name.
Did this Sixer break a record over the weekend? In the news, former Sixer break a record over the weekend.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I guess it's possible.
Is the Sixer still playing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Wow. This is not who I was thinking of.
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah.
The milestone.
There you go. Yes.
Paul in Quakertown. Paul, what's your question?
Was this Sixer an American?
He was born in the United States. Yes.
I'm going to go with Matisse Thybulle.
Matisse Thybulle, who they wouldn't include in a package with Ben Simmons to get all these great players because Daryl Morey thought he was untouchable. Congratulations.
Good one.
John, South Philly. John, what's your question? John, are you there? We just have a bunch of people on hold right now, right? I don't know what they're doing. Every line is on hold. There's nobody that's actually ready to go. Isn't that what that red dot means? What are we doing here? John in South Philly. John, what's your question? John, are you there? Hello.
Hello?
Uh-oh, there he is. John, what's your question, buddy?
What's up, brother?
Yo.
I think I got a guess.
Yeah.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to say it's, what was his name, Jimmy Butler?
Is it what's his name, Jimmy Butler? Incorrect. That's why you should ask the question.
Al Horford was a good guess.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Calls are coming in fast and furious.
Thybulle is a good guess.
John in Philly, what's your question?
Was his number 2 digits?
What's the obsession with the digits? No.
Was he number 100?
What's your guess?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris, no. Someone mentioned Jimmy Butler earlier. Here's another hint. He's somehow involved with Jimmy Butler.
Somehow involved with Jimmy Butler.
610-632-0975. Tyler in Levittown. Tyler.
Hi, is he Jason Richardson?
Is it Jason Richardson? No! I think he just misspoke.
He's thinking about the wrong one.
Casey and Percy. Casey, what's your question?
It's Josh Richardson.
Is it Josh Richardson? Josh Richardson. Congratulations, Case.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
All right, man. Hang on. It's going to take you a long time to drive down to that game from Percy, man. You're all the way out there.
Yeah, I do it a lot.
All right, man. Hang on. And my aunt is from Percy. My cousins went to Penridge out there.
Josh Richardson. Man.
Yeah, who was very forgetful.
Throwback machine, yes.
Numbers like, well, you didn't get Jimmy Butler, but Josh Richardson's a pretty good player. And then it's like, yeah, he's not really a good player.
I was thinking TJ McConnell. That's who I was angling at.
Yeah, when the entire league goes to threes, you should just get really tall and stop being able to shoot threes. That'll win. Yeah, the Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid lineup. That was a lot of fun that 1920 season. Started fun. I think that November and December was fun.
Brett Brown called him a dot connector and a bridge builder. Put that on a jersey. Nice.
Yeah.
Can hear his voice saying that too right now.
A lot of one years with teams or short terms with teams. Dallas, Boston, Spurs, Pelicans. Not playing this year, but had a nice career. Josh Richardson.
Oh yeah.
There you go. All right, coming up, Marty. We'll start with you, man. He wants to talk about Nick Sirianni, our YouTube chat recap, and a lot more. Middays with Marks 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincade and Salciunas 6.
the show brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration's great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call them 610-831-HAIR. Tomorrow is Reggae Tuesday with Ray. And then Wednesday. Big up. It's Jason this week, but we're trying to put something together for Wednesdays going forward. So we'll let you know about that, maybe with Jason.
Can we do Take Thursday? Remember we were going to do...
I was thinking about it over the weekend. We came up with the idea for Take Tuesday, but you're not here for it.
Correct.
So to do the Take Tuesday, which you want to do, you wouldn't be here.
How about Thursday? Take Thursday?
Doesn't have the same ring to
No,
it.
it doesn't. Oh,
Throw
man.
it against the wall Thursday. I don't know.
But it does. I mean, it works.
And it wasn't going to be sports related. It was going to be things that,
Could be anything.
Oh, yeah, it could be sports, but it could be anything.
Like I went banana.
Yeah, you
No
did.
one really likes a banana, and I had banana truthers out there emailing me.
One thing Thursday.
Very angry.
One thing Thursday?
All right. Well, I tried.
You got to throw it against the wall again.
Right. Well, I mean, Sean's right. It's a great idea. It was actually
it's a
birthed
great
while
idea.
we were on the air.
Yes.
So that's why we want to include Sean in the One Take Thursday.
I would take no offense if you guys break that out on Reggae Tuesday.
Reggae Tuesday.
Feels like a you thing, though. Like you were excited about it.
Okay, can we just do a One Take Tuesday and just do it on Thursday and not?
Sure.
Okay. No? All right, well, back to the drawing board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll just
we'll-
keep working at it.
Think about it.
Yep.
We got a couple days to figure it out.
Well, tomorrow we can do a Take Tuesday.
okay.
Think about it. I got some takes.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, like might take $141 for Chick-fil-A from DoorDash today for my play dates over my house. See, what is it? What does a holiday cost you? What is it? What does a free day off of school and work cost you for Martin Luther King Day? $141.
Woo!
All right. Before we get to the YouTube chat recap, Marty is calling from Havertown, Pennsylvania. Hi, Marty.
John, how are you?
What's up, brother?
Great show. Hey, I really enjoy hearing you guys back on the air, and Sean and
Thanks,
Harry
Marty.
and Jason. It's great.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So you asked the question earlier, is Nick on the hot seat? And one thing I don't think gets talked about enough is the impact of the Chip Kelly episode on Howie. And I think ever since he went through that, it first started with Doug. Doug wasn't on anybody's hiring radar, but they brought Doug in here. Obviously, things went well, won a Super Bowl. Doug got a little big for his britches. Howie said, okay, let's see, who else do we go for? And Nick wasn't on anybody's radar at all.
Nope.
I think this is exactly the setup that Howie likes. He does not want to have anybody interfere with him buying the groceries. And you know what? I mean, it has worked. It's a real roller coaster, but 2 Super Bowls in 7 or 8 years.
Yep.
It's a wild ride. It is a very wild ride, but as long as we can handle the ride, and when you get to the bottom of the hill, just know we're going to go back up. I think who's going to be on the hot seat is whoever his next offensive coordinator is, because that's how he has it set up. I will say this for Nick. I think it's a real tough position to be in, and in any organization, you hear about the importance of roles and responsibilities being defined. And when you hear those awkward postseason press conferences after the 23 season, and I think, a couple days ago, Nick is left kind of scrambling when people are asking him, well, what do you do?
Yep.
And I do think that Howie would help Nick out if he helped to define his role better, because Howie's not dumb. I think for me, it's been pretty plain to see that that's exactly what Howie's intention is, just to have a head coach in here who is not going to challenge him. He would never go for Harbaugh.
He's not going to hire a guy that's going to get him fired. You're right. Yeah, John Harbaugh doesn't make sense. Great call, Marty. I appreciate it. Really good stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's more than Howie. It's also Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie believes the success starts with him at the top. Goes down to Howie, and then those two hire the coach, and then they hire defensive coordinators before they hire coaches. They're valuing – wouldn't you agree with this, Ray, that the value on the coordinators is greater than the head coach in this organization right now?
Yeah, right now for sure.
With Schwartz, they hired Schwartz before Doug Peterson. They probably thought more of Schwartz than Doug Peterson, but Schwartz also they didn't want to be the head coach. So he gets the defensive coordinator job. Vic Fangio is looked at. They were trying to hire Fangio disciples because they wanted Fangio and they couldn't get him. They got Fangio. Now they have to go outside of the organization to get a whole offensive philosophy, valuing more than the coach.
Right, and it's the idea they value Fangio's thought process on defense. They probably have an idea of how they want this offense to run, and they finally got through to Sirianni like it's just not going to be you, man. And the reason why they may value him more than we do out here is because they look at that head coach role, going back to Laurie after Chip Kelly, with emotional intelligence. That's what he wants. If you got one thing in the world, he might be an absolute lunatic on the sideline, but it seems like emotionally he's pretty intact
Guys
with the
like
team.
him.
Yeah,
guys like him.
So.
There's a new name to add to the mix, too.
Rosie?
No, the son, Julian.
Oh.
The power structure. He's definitely involved,
of course,
with these conversations. I don't know if he's going to have a say, but,
Yeah, of course.
He's definitely
He's the heir apparent.
in waiting. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the YouTube chat recap.
Real quick, another potential for this take segment, Thursday Thoughts.
Thursday Thoughts?
All right.
I like it.
Now you're burning. Now you're
we're
burning.
working over here.
Is that you or from the text line?
That was me.
Okay.
No, that was just,
Thursday Thoughts with some poetic music in the background.
Yeah.
Sean
Oh,
playing
yeah.
the violin.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm thinking about?
Yeah. YouTube chat recap. Go.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in?
Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Can we do Take Tuesday and Thursday Thoughts? It's kind of the same thing, but just a little bit different.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Got to come with some takes and thoughts.
All right, I'll work on that. Go ahead.
Bichette only became a must-have because of the lack of other moves to improve the team. That is the circumstance that will back teams into a corner of having to overpay. Ryan from Philly.
The reality is that once the Phillies decided they were going to pursue Bo Bichette, it was over. Because there was going to be no scenario where fans were going to be happy. Even if they go back and they get JT. When the Phillies had wide eyes for Bo Bichette and thought they had a deal done, losing out to the Mets and then having to give JT Realmuto a 3-year contract was never going to work for fans. And it doesn't work for me.
And now it's a cold reality.
Yep. What's next?
With Sean McDermott now out in Buffalo, who will lead the charge to ban the tush push while running it at the same time? John from Langhorne.
Did they have like 10 tush pushes?
Yes. And there was not one mention of it. Nobody's complaining about it. Nothing being discussed about people going off sides.
Because the Eagles aren't doing it. It's only when the Eagles do it that people complain.
And people were saying as immediately following that game that, oh, what, Sean McDermott's going to try and get the play changed or because of the interception. Like, is that how it works?
Yeah, just you don't like something, just complain about it. Standing up for Buffalo till they fire you.
Standing for Buffalo.
What's next?
Hey, Ray, I'm sure Mayor Parker is happy that she doesn't have to worry about thousands of young ladies parading through the city following you on your walk to work now. Spriggs from the YouTube chat.
Yep. Saves on overtime costs for the police, right? It's true. You don't have to worry about the potential riot happening.
When's the next walking bet being made? That's the question.
We have to pivot to something else.
We'll pivot to something else, I'm sure. It didn't take very long.
Aaron Noel, I'm thinking of some things to do for you. You believe Aaron Noel is going to be Cy Young again.
I'm not a walk. Oh, Cy Young again. Please. Let's not put words in my mouth on that one.
Put a Yingling wager together on that one.
We need something. All right, what's next?
Eating Bojangles before getting on an airplane requires more bravery than deploying to Iraq in Operation Desert Storm. MBD from the YouTube chat.
You get it waiting for the plane?
Yeah, I get it while I'm on in between flights.
Is it one of those items where if you eat it, you smell like it, and you're getting onto the plane smelling like you worked at a Bojangles?
I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, I guess you got to ask the person next to me.
Yeah, it's fast food.
You don't bring it on the plane, though, do you?
Oh, God, no. No, I'm not one of those people.
Okay.
I travel with Modium. I don't have that issue. I'm proactive.
Well, it's a shorter flight.
I'm proactive.
Yeah, it's usually a short flight where I'm connected.
All right, go.
Did the Phillies ever have a legitimate shot to get Bichette, or were the Mets in Bichette's camp simply using the Phillies to set the market, and the Mets already had an agreement knowing they could beat the Phillies' offer?
They were trying to get Tucker hours before. They offered 60, 60, 50, and 50 for Tucker.
12 hours, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Tucker contract ended up sinking them, and that's what happened. Coming up next, they're out there right now.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo, Unfiltered, is coming up next. We will be Reggae Tuesday will be tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sean, again, is Monday, Thursday, Friday on the show going forward. Guys are coming up next. Everybody have a great afternoon. See you.
Now,